Hey there, Minnie. I heard the big news. You're going on vacation, aren't you? Huh? Oh, good evening, Tabitha. What's this about? I just told you, silly. I heard you're going on a vacation. If you don't mind, could you tell me why you're asking? Because I'm going with you. What? You're the talk of the school, Minnie. Everyone knows how you, a single mother, started dating Carl, the only single father at the school, and then got married almost instantly. It's the romance of the century. Almost instantly? I mean, we were dating for about 2 years before we got married. That's not exactly what I would call almost instantly. Oh, don't be bashful. Go ahead and brag about it. All the mothers had a pact not to go after Carl, but you were the first one bold enough to break it, you sneaky little thing, you. Pact? What pact? I don't remember being part of any pact. Party or not, you broke the pact and stole Carl away from all of us. It was such a shock. But don't worry, none of us are the least bit jealous about your relationship. We're all thrilled for you. It's not like we were keeping it a secret. All of the mothers who I regularly speak to knew about this. So you're going on your honeymoon soon, right? Well, we have our 2 kids and jobs to work around, so we haven't really been able to make any sort of concrete plan as of yet. You think you're so sneaky just because you took Carl away from us, but I know all about your little plan, Minnie. I've heard the 2 of you talking about it. When? We've never talked about it in public before. Aha! So you have been planning it. I was right. Huh? You just said you've never talked about it in public before. That means you have talked about it in private. Of course we have. It's our honeymoon. How can we plan one without talking to each other about it? So, once again, I was right. You are planning your honeymoon. You might have been clever enough to hide your relationship with Carl, but you're not getting this one past me. That's not what I meant. We do want to go on a honeymoon, but like I told you, we're very busy and haven't made any concrete plans yet. We're just talking about it, as in discussing it. Oh, sure, I believe you. So, when are you going? I just told you we don't have any concrete plans yet. Wow, you are a stubborn little thing, aren't you? What is there to be stubborn about? We don't have any plans. That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. Fine, be that way. It doesn't bother me. I have my own ways of getting information. So I'll just have to go to my sources to find out the details. You may have gone behind my back with Carl, but that's an oversight I won't be repeating. You are an incredible person, Tabitha. Simply incredible.
Hey, Minnie. Do you have a minute?
Oh, hey, Carl. You don't usually text me from work. Is something up?
Nah. I was busy until around 1 today, so I skipped my usual lunch hour and decided to take my break now instead.
Ah, okay. So, what's up?
You're not gonna believe this. I had a big meeting with a client a few days ago, and one of my coworkers, Jake, helped me out a ton with getting ready for it, and so I took him out to a restaurant for lunch to thank him. And you know that woman Tabitha from school? I think she followed me.
What she is?
Yeah. Jake told me I had something stuck in my teeth, and when I used my phone selfie camera to try and take it out, I saw Tabitha sitting at the table right behind me.
You're joking.
I wish I was. She didn't appear to be trying to talk to me, so I thought it would be the best to just ignore her. Finished eating, and went right back to work as soon as possible. I know you're about to head over to school to pick up the kids, so I thought it would be for the best if I let you know as soon as possible, since you're likely to run into her.
All right, well, thanks for letting me know. Hey, Carl, are you done with work? Are you still okay to meet up like we planned?
Yep. I just walked out of the door to my office now.
Great. I just got on the subway myself. I dropped off the kids at their respective grandparents' places this morning, and they're also heading out right on schedule.
Yeah. My dad called me a few hours ago and let me know.
I hate to bring this up now and spoil the mood.
What is it?
I don't suppose Tabitha has said anything to you about this, has she?
Oh, her. She said that she was going to go to her sources or whatever to find out the details of our honeymoon, right?
Do you think it's safe to assume she didn't figure anything out, that she's still completely in the dark?
Well, considering the fact that not even we knew where we were going until a few days ago, yeah, I'd say we're in the clear. There's no way she knows anything about where we're going.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, well, I'll be waiting for you at the airport like we planned. Are you going to make it here by 6:30?
Yeah, no worries. I'll probably be there a little early, if anything. See you then.
Hi there, Minnie, or should I say g'day, mate. Where are you right now? Tabitha, what is this about? I'm in Australia too, sweetie. Let's meet up in the hotel lobby, okay? What? You're in Australia? Oh, come on now, Minnie. I've already told you, you're not going to fool me. You can stop pretending now. I know all about you and Carl's big honeymoon in Australia. I've known for weeks. So just give up already and let me tag along with you, okay? Tabitha, I legitimately have no idea what you're talking about. I'm currently sitting in my home living room watching TV. Minnie, you just don't know when you've been beaten, do you? Beaten at what? Okay, since you're intent on not admitting defeat, I'll just skip along to the important part. There's something you need to know about Carl. The truth is, he's actually in love with me, not you. What? A while back, I went over to Carl's office to see if I could pry the details of your honeymoon out of him. I watched him walking into a restaurant with what looked like a coworker of his, so I took the liberty of following in after him. I sat right behind him, and it seemed like he noticed I was there partway through his meal. After that, he started spilling all the beans about your big honeymoon in Australia. I knew right away that he was really doing it because he wanted to make sure I knew everything. I see. And he said that we were going today, did he? That's right! Now do you understand? I heard about it all from Carl himself, so there's no point in trying to hide it from me. I hope you don't take this too personally, but you're not even half the woman I am, and Carl sees that. Carl and I won't be needing you on our honeymoon, so you can be a dear and get on to the next plane home. Oh, and I'd deeply appreciate it if you could watch after his little runt until we get back. Actually, I'd love it if you just took that kid off our hands permanently. Oh, boy. Listen, Tabitha. Aw, are you going to cry for me? I'm all ears. That's not our honeymoon. That was just his business trip. Would you just give up already? It's your honeymoon. I know it is. No, our honeymoon was 1 month ago. What? And we didn't go to Australia. We just went to a nice little hotel with a spa resort for a few days. But he said he was going to Australia. The conversation between Carl and his coworker that you eavesdropped on was about their upcoming business trip. I have no idea how you came to believe that he was talking about our honeymoon. But the only thing you got right about the trip was the date. But no, that can't be. Hey, wait a second. This means that Carl is all alone on a business trip in Australia? And since you're still back at home, there's absolutely nothing that could come between the two of us. I still get the last laugh, Minnie. This is the perfect chance to make him mine for good. Read again, Tabitha. I told you the only thing you got right was the date. What do you mean? I mean, you're making a mistake that people used to make in 90s comedies when the writer wanted the character to seem oblivious about the outside world. Carl's business trip is to Austria. Isn't that the same thing? No, Tabitha. Austria and Australia are not the same country. Don't be ridiculous. Of course they're the same country. Austria is just an abbreviation. Take 10 seconds and search for Austria on the internet. Fine, wait right there. Oh no. Oh yes. Sorry, Tabitha. But you're on almost the complete opposite side of the earth from Carl right now. He's in Austria, the country in Europe, not Australia, the place with kangaroos and koalas. No, that can't be. I didn't even know that Austria was a country. That does not surprise me at all. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful time on your solo trip to Australia. But I don't know anything about this country. I don't know anyone here. You speak English, don't you? I'm sure you'll manage to get by somehow. You've got to do something. Can you book me a flight from Australia to Austria? Why can't you do it yourself? Because I used up all my money on my ticket to Australia. This is partly your fault too, you know. If you would have told me the truth about your honeymoon, I wouldn't be stuck here right now. Take responsibility for your actions and buy me a ticket to Austria this instant. Tabitha, just a few minutes ago you told me your intent was to kick me out of my own honeymoon and steal my husband from me. You even called my husband's child, who I legally adopted, a little runt. Tell me, what reason could I possibly have for agreeing to save you from your own stupidity right now? Because you're my friend. I am not now, nor have I ever been, your friend. It's still your fault that I'm here. You should have told me where you were going when I asked you. You're guilty of fraud. I'll sue you. I would love nothing more than to see you waste more money that you don't have on a frivolous lawsuit. So please, go right ahead and sue me. In the meantime, you're an adult, so I think you can take care of yourself. I'll agree to drop my lawsuit if you buy me a ticket to Austria. My kids are calling me. Can we be done here? Just a one-way ticket is fine. Tell you what, how about I message your husband to have him buy the ticket for you? I'll let him know all about your situation. I'm sure he'll be eager to help. No, please don't. Anything but that. Okay, well then, you'll just have to pick up a part-time job or something in Australia to make the money yourself. So, you're not going to tell my husband, are you? Nah, I'm definitely going to tell him. He deserves the heads up so he can divorce you before I sue you for stalking Carl. Please, Minnie, can't we talk about this? You traveled halfway around the world in order to follow us on our honeymoon so you could send me packing and steal my husband from me. Please, Tabitha, tell me, precisely what is there for us to talk about in this situation? Well, I mean, what woman wouldn't want to get together with Carl? He's smart, successful, handsome. I'm aware. He is my husband, after all. Anything else? You stole him from me. I will never forgive you. In order for me to steal him from you, he would have had to be yours in the first place, which he never was. Now, my kids are calling me, so I'll be heading off. Hold it right there! You broke the mother's pact. You had no right to put your hands on Carl. He was mine. He is mine. You don't deserve him. Now buy me a ticket to Austria and don't tell my husband or I'll sue you for something. Do you hear me? I'll sue you for something. Look what you did, Minnie. My husband divorced me. Since you ruined my marriage, you are now legally required to give me Carl. This is 100% your fault. I hope you have a good lawyer. Hi, Tabitha. Did you make it home okay? Carl is mine. Give him to me. Well, I guess if you really want him that badly. You mean you'll let me have him? Of course not, you moron. Please, you have to let me have him. If you ever even think about speaking to my Carl again, I'll call the police, press charges for stalking and harassment, and sue you so hard they'll put my case against you in law textbooks for centuries. Be grateful that the only thing you've lost thus far is your husband. Maybe you'd like your husband to get sole custody of your children? You wouldn't. Oh, I absolutely would. And you had better not try and test me. Got it? I got it, Minnie. Carl and I had no idea this was going on, but apparently Tabitha had been talking to all the other moms at school for ages about how much she wanted Carl for herself. She had been putting the moves on him since before we were dating, but she was so inept at it that Carl never even noticed. Once we got married, her flirting escalated into stalking. On some days, she would leave her kids at home alone in order to follow Carl around. That all came out during the child custody hearing suit from her husband, during which he was awarded full custody of all their children. Even her parents were so ashamed of her that they refused to let her move back in with them. You'd think that all of this would have taught her a lesson, but nope. Just a few months later, she started putting the moves on another father at the school. She went even crazier this time than she did with us, to the point that the police actually had to get involved. This left her with both a massive legal bill after the couple she was stalking sued her, as well as a criminal record. She was never much of a worker before all of this happened, but now with a criminal record to her name, it's going to be pretty difficult for her to find a job that will cover her living expenses and legal bills.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Caden. It's been around 5 years now since last time I seen ya. Is this actually you, Devon? Before leaving the company years ago, you were in the same department as myself. You were a veteran there, pretty much. Yep, that's me. Well, long time no see, Devon. I haven't gotten a text or anything from you in so long now that I almost forgot about you. Did you need anything from me today? You being so nonchalant about all this must really mean you haven't noticed anything's going on yet. What are you talking about? Currently, you are working for Richardson's subsidiary company, correct? Yes, I am. And? Did I ever talk with you about what I've been up to ever since I left the previous company? Because I don't think I have, nor have I spoken with anyone else that would have been talking to you about me. Well, yesterday and today, I've been staying at a hotel right across from that company you're a part of now. And as I've been leaving the hotel today, and coming back into it, I've seen you going in and out of that office building quite a few times now. So you were able to notice me. I'm sorry that I never saw you across the street. I was probably in a bit of a rush all those times and never had a chance to look around. But here's the thing. You done something really stupid and unnecessary. What exactly are you talking about? Something unnecessary and stupid? I understand that Richardson is a very large company and all that, but you're not a part of that company, but rather a part of a small subsidiary of it, right? You made this huge deal 5 years ago about how you'd be transferring to this amazing new company, and you ended up there in some small subsidiary company, living in the shadows of a massive conglomerate. Being a part of a little company like that just goes to show how much of a loser you really are. And that's what I mean by something unnecessary. You went from a really good job working with me to some small company making about half the amount you did before, right? And you bragged about something like that to me. That's not something I've had to deal with. And bragging? You don't have to try covering up your past with me now, man. So, is this your reason for texting me, then? To check and see if I really was the man who was walking out of that office building? Well, that's right. Actually, I happen to have a good friend in Richardson's upper management, and I just wanted to let you know about that as well. Oh, is that right? I'm not too sure how that information will be helpful to me, but I'll make sure to remember that just in case. Yeah, you should. I'm sorry, Devon, but are we done here? I'm actually stopped in my car right now, texting you, so if you have nothing more to say, I'd like to get back on the road. I'll see. I have nothing else to tell you, so go right ahead. Goodbye, then, Devon. Hey, if it isn't Caden, why the heck are you here right now? What? Devon? Hey, you stop it right there. Don't you bother coming over to me, talk face to face. I'm assuming that since you're in the same lobby as me right now, all suited up, that means you'll be going to the same wedding as me. But I don't want anyone here thinking that I'm friends or have worked with someone who's now working for a small, insignificant subsidiary company. Especially on a day like today, when my father is the one getting married, and all his family and friends are here seeing me. What? You're telling me that the executive director who's getting married today is also your father? That's right. Oh, I never knew that. Your father happens to be the executive director, Michael Walters. I just assumed the last name Walters was a common last name and that you didn't have any family ties to him. Well, let me ask you this now. What the heck is someone like you at his wedding today? Well, I was invited to be at this wedding. There's no way someone invited a loser like you. I'm telling the truth, though. I'm sure you were never aware of this, but I happen to go to the same university as your father. You actually expect me to believe that just because you both went to the same uni, he'd want someone like you here? Calm yourself down there, bud. But your father and I happen to be really good friends, though. Huh? My father? Friends with a man like you? We happen to have relations to one another outside work, and that happens to involve the two of us going out a lot for drinks and things like that. And because of that friendship we have, he wanted me to be here at his wedding. Really? Well, if that's the case, then let me have a look at the invitation he sent you. I'll be waiting out in the parking lot for you, so come out and show me. Is it wrong for me to just show it to you right now, since we're both here in the lobby? I want to take a look at it somewhere where there are no other people. If something were to happen between us, I don't want anyone else seeing it. I don't think there's going to be anything happening between us, but all right then. Now, do you mind heading out there before me? I'll just be a few minutes. Why do I have to wait? Don't tell me you're going to try running from me now, right? Well, if you've finally realised you're not wanted here and want to run home, guess I won't mind that too much. I'm not running away. I have actually been really wanting to go to the restroom for a little bit now, and that's where I'll be heading. Jesus. Oh, so that's what this is all about. Oh, the restroom. Well, if that's all you want to do, then hurry it up. Will do. See you in a bit. You're a freaking loser, you. It's been 5 years since the last time I've been able to do something like that. And man, did that punch send you flying. Oh, I love this feeling so much. I was able to land a really solid hit this time. Sent you right into the ground. I have to say, your face the whole time was priceless as you sat there squirming on the ground. How does it feel, man? Devon, been 5 years now and still nothing has changed with you. Are you coming out in front of me like that again? Is the problem here? I'm sure you'll not be coming to the wedding now, since your face is a complete mess. Well, of course. Me going into that wedding in this state would cause everyone to be surprised, right? Well, listen, I knew from the beginning that you telling me about having an invitation was a lie, so this is my plan all along. Now, listen to me. You think my father would ever invite you to a wedding like this when you're nothing more than a low-level worker? I was going to show you the invitation from the executive director, but right before pulling it out, you punched me in the face. Oh, I'm guessing that was just going to be a fake anyway, right? So there's no point in showing me that anyway. So now that I've once again gotten another good punch into you, you'll go home, right? And that's right. If I don't head home now, I'm only going to become more and more worked up. I've never once seen my elite father hanging out with anyone as low life as you are, so don't you dare think I'm going to believe that for a second. So now that you know I'm not falling for your crap, you can head back to your home and get ready to work back at that tiny company again tomorrow. Oh, understood. Oh, could you please make sure to tell your father that for me? However, he may react in a way that you might not like, and I don't really want to hear from you about it. You've already lost, so just shut up and go away. Hurry up. Vanish from my world, you loser. Righty then. Time to get to that wedding. I'll finally get to talk with my father again. After 10 long years having to live outside his house. Hey, Caden, you get your butt back to this wedding right now. If you don't come back, I'm going to be screwed. Please hurry up. Get back here. I'm sorry, but right now I'm in the hospital, getting my face and head taken care of, so I won't be able to come back that way for some time. Then you tell my father right now that what's going on with you, so he'll understand. Oh, crap. This is really crappy for me. Right after you went back inside after punching me, you were taken into custody, right? That's right. I thought I chose the right place to hit you without anyone being around to notice, but there was someone in the parking garage watching us, and that turned out to be my brother of all people. Well, I had asked for him to be there. Huh? Of course, I'd asked for someone to come witness what was going on there. And back when we both worked at the same company together, you always hated me, because I happened to go to a really good school and had a lot of good scores there. And after 10 years of you never seeing your father because he happened to kick you out of the house, you thought you could waltz into your father's wedding and get away with seeing him again. And the fact that you have known nothing about your father this whole time, yet came to his wedding acting like the boss, really tells me that you have not changed at all since the last time we were around one another. What? I'll have you know I'm not going to be helping you get out of the situation you've landed yourself in today. Huh? You think I'm going to help the man that punched me in the face, sending me to the ground? I have absolutely no reason to do something like that. And no matter how much of a social outcast you really are, Devon, you have to understand that what you did this time will not go unnoticed. Oh, you don't have to give me all that crap right now. At least come back to this wedding and please my father for me. Devon, along with the fact that I'm really good friends with your father, have you ever asked him what relationship I have with him when it comes to the business side of things? I've heard from him already. You happen to be the grandson of Richardson's president, and as of right now, you've been left with the responsibility of running that subsidiary company as the CEO. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of the position I hold, but to think you'd act in such a way around someone as high up as me. Jesus, I get it already. You were the CEO of that company and are above me. Now could you please just come back to the wedding when you're done there? I need you to come here and help me. Look, you should be happy to hear me begging for help from you now, right? What did you just say to me? Do you not give a crap about what will happen to me? There's no reason in me going to that wedding anymore anyway. It's because of what you've done that the wedding is being cancelled. Huh? The wedding's being cancelled now? Caden, lend me some money. You're not just some small employee, but a CEO, so you should have money to lend to me, right? Since the two of us used to work together a lot. Look, how's about you give me $120,000 for now? You really have made a joke of yourself now, Devon. You have the money, right? I think I know what this is about. Due to the fact that you made a huge scene at the wedding and had it cancelled, you're being stuck with paying for the cancelled wedding. And I'm assuming your father wants a settlement from you now as well. Give me $120,000. Devon, do you realise that you're asking me for money when you're going to owe me money through a settlement? That's a bit backwards, don't you think? What? Huh? By the way, Devon, 3 years ago, you happened to be fired from that company we both used to work for, right? Why do you know about that? I heard about you from one of my other co-workers there. I'm aware now that the real reason you came to that wedding you were never invited to was to get your father and ask him for some money, right? Is it so wrong for me to be going to my father's wedding without an invite? Oh, don't forget that he told you he was cutting ties to you, and that he never wanted you near him ever again. Ugh. And now there is one more thing you might want to know about. After you gave me that punch and started to rush out of the parking garage, you ran into a pregnant woman and pushed her to the ground. When you should have been offering to help her up, you instead started to yell at her about getting in your way, and then left her there, on the ground, to try and get up herself. And what about that? That pregnant witch was in my way, so I had to push her over. Well, that pregnant woman. She happens to be the older sister of the bride. What? And if that's not helping you to understand what's going to happen here, that woman is like your father's sister to him. In other words, you just assaulted his older sister. When you knocked her down on your way out there, she landed on her stomach and felt some immediate, sharp pain. She called for an ambulance, and it turned into a huge deal. In the end, this occurrence was all captured on a security camera there at the garage. And when your father was shown the recorded video of what happened, well, at least his sister-in-law and her baby are all right now. But you can see why that wedding ended up getting cancelled, right? Well, things turned out that bad for her then. Well, it so happens that your father and his new in-laws all knew about how he had to cut ties to you before, and so his wife isn't going to hold anything that happened against him. By the way, am I the first one to explain all of this story to you when it's already been a few days since it happened now? What? That's what I thought. You haven't been talked to by anyone since then, or you haven't been listening to them. Hey, Caden, what about that money? Oh, shut the hell up about it. Never talk to me again, you freak. Just as I had finished texting Devon about the whole situation, his father came out to get him and took him back into his custody, and after that he was put through the ringer by, well, just about everyone. To try and hide all the things that had been going on, he didn't let anyone take his smartphone from him, and even poured water over it in a last-ditch effort to try and hide the evidence. But everyone was able to get the phone away from him just as he poured the water on it, and it was still accessible. There, they were all able to read through Devon's conversations with me, and with that, his father was able to make sure Devon would be paying him for both the cancelled wedding and the settlement. And, as a way of forcing Devon to make money, his father, the executive director of Richardson, has sent him overseas to a factory for the company, where he works long hours every day, making money to pay off his debts. A month after that happened, Devon sent his dad a letter from overseas asking to please let him come home. But his father responded back by saying he had 20 more years of work to do in order to pay off every penny. In the end, Devon had ended up with a total of 3 settlements that he was being asked to pay, and with all of those fees from the cancelled wedding. 1 settlement from his father, 1 from his father's sister-in-law, and 1 from myself for assaulting me. So with all 3 of those settlements and the cost of that whole wedding being asked from him, I can understand why he wanted me to lend him that $120,000, and why it'll take him close to 20 years to work that amount off, depending on where he's having to work. Of course, there is more money than just that he owes, but that $120,000 is just the amount being charged to him for the wedding. When it comes to myself and all the damages from that punch he gave me, well, they're finally starting to go away and all be healed up. All I can say is it feels great being back to a normal life, not having to worry about Devon's presence anymore. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey there, Mom. I found an odd amount of water pooled up on the ground underneath the laundry I hung out on the line before I left this morning. You went and poured buckets of water all over them, didn't you? Another thing, I made a big pot of beef stew to have for dinner tonight, but I can't seem to find the pot or the stew anywhere. I suppose this is your doing as well, yeah? Plus, it seems that someone has dumped the garbage from the garbage can all over the living room floor. Would you mind telling me exactly why you did all of that? You really want to know, Judy? You call yourself a housewife, yet feel entitled to completely abandon your responsibilities at home. You're supposed to be doing housework, not having luncheons with your friends. I did all the housework. I'm asking why you felt compelled to completely ruin all the housework that I did. You know, the laundry, cooking, and cleaning. As I just said, it's your fault for abandoning your responsibilities around the house. You left the house and it fell into ruin. You can't blame me for that. It wasn't a luncheon, and I wasn't gallivanting. I was going to take care of my mom in the hospital. I told you about this beforehand. I can't put all the burden of caring for her on my brother and his wife, so I'm going down to help out when I can to give them a break. Don't be ridiculous. Of course you can put it all on her. That's her job. She married into your family, didn't she? When you married into this family, you agreed to prioritize our needs over your old family's. That's what it means to be a wife. Your brother's wife made the same deal. And allow me to repeat myself, you're a housewife. What sort of housewife doesn't take care of the housework? You have a job to do here, and you'll do it or else. Allow me to repeat myself. I did do the housework. I did the laundry and hung it on the line. I made a big pot of beef stew for dinner. I cleaned the living room and vacuumed the floor. I did all of that. And then you came along and ruined everything I did. Do you have any evidence it was me? Yes. What? Did you forget? We have security cameras monitoring the house in every room. They've been there since before you moved in with us. You knew all about them. You mean you actually had those things turned on? Yeah. What good are security cameras if they're not on? That's an egregious invasion of my privacy. I'll be having a little talk with Jake about this. Go ahead. He's the one who told you about the security cameras, though, so I'm not sure how much good it'll do you. You'll get what's coming to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get to work on redoing all the housework that I already did this morning, thanks to you. Also, I won't be able to have dinner ready in time, so I'm not sure where you are right now, but go ahead and get something for yourself on the way home. Unbelievable! Now you're slacking off on making dinner for us? I'm terribly sorry, but you and the friends you called over for lunch today ate all the beef stew that I was planning to have for dinner, so you'll just have to make do. You can't talk to me that way! Right now, that's the most civil language I can use with you. Impudent little girl, I am your mother-in-law! I'm done with this conversation. I want to get the housework done before midnight. Jake, your mother did it again today.
What?
She called her friends over for lunch today, and they ate up all the beef stew that I had made for dinner.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I saw it all on the security monitors. To add insult to injury, she even told her friends that she was the one who made it. She also dumped buckets of water all over the laundry that I had put out on the line to dry. And to top it all off, she dumped the garbage out all over the living room floor I had just vacuumed.
Unreal. She just moved in 3 days ago. I can't believe my mother would behave so childish.
On the first night, she threw the dinner I made away and said it was disgusting. Then yesterday, she told me I was folding the clothes wrong, so she threw them all out of the closet and made me fold them again. I know she's your mother, and I don't want to be disrespectful toward her, but, this is all just too much, right?
I'm so sorry, Judy.
Well, it's nothing for you to be sorry about. The apartment she was living in by herself burned down in a freak accident, leaving her with nowhere to go on short notice. What else were we supposed to do? We couldn't just kick her out onto the curb.
For now, I'll just tell her that she needs to sign a new lease and move out as soon as possible. Her apartment was pretty standard. It won't be too hard to find one that's on the same level. Be okay with it. We can help her out with moving and her initial expenses to help her move out of the house even sooner.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. If I knew exactly when she'll be leaving, it could make dealing with her a bit easier.
Again, I'm really sorry to be putting you through this. Let me know if anything else happens, okay?
Thanks, Jake. I'll do that.
I'm getting in the car right now. Do you want me to pick you up something on my way home?
You know what? That sounds absolutely fantastic.
What are you in the mood for? I was thinking tacos.
I'm fine with whatever you want to have.
Gotcha. Okay, see you in a bit.
Drive careful, Jake. I love you. I don't believe you, Judy. Are you actually going out again? How shameless can you be? A housewife who constantly refuses to do housework and goes out into town every day? I'm more disappointed in you than I can describe. I can't take any more of this. You think you can live off my son's hard-earned money while contributing absolutely nothing to the family, but I won't allow that to continue. You and Jake are getting divorced. Mom, what is wrong with you? You put all of my things down by the curb? And my key doesn't work. Did you actually change the locks on me? I can't get into the house. Oh, you finally came crawling back home, did you? I hope you had fun during your night on the town. Just when I started to think you couldn't possibly become any worse of a parasite, you go out and party the night away until morning. My mom had a major surgery yesterday, and I was staying at my parents' house overnight. I told you all of this beforehand, so I won't let you pretend that you didn't know. And that's all besides the point. Why did you throw all of my things down on the curb? You had better have a very good explanation for this. It's all very simple, Judy. I'm kicking you out of this house. What? What makes you think you have the right to kick me out of my own home? Your home? What on earth are you talking about? This isn't your home. Not anymore. I have no need for a housewife who's never around the house. Get out and never come back. I won't allow you to mooch off my dear son for one more second. Take your things and leave, you worthless parasite. Starting today, this house belongs to me and my son. Is that so? Well then, starting next month, your rent will be $3,500 a month. What?
Mom.
Oh, there you are, Jake. That awful Judy has lost her mind. You'll never believe what she just told me. When I told her I was kicking her out of the house, she told me I'd have to pay rent. And do you know how much she said rent was? $3,500. Oh, where does she get off? You'll have to be careful of her after the divorce, Jake. She'll try and come after your money again, I'm sure of it. I bet that whole rent nonsense is just her attempt to keep up her pampered lifestyle without having to work for herself for once. I don't know how she even thinks she could charge me rent at all. Oh, goodness, what did you ever see in that girl?
I don't know, Mom. Seems pretty straightforward to me. When someone lives in your house, they become your tenant and you become their landlord. That's how real estate works.
Wait, what?
The house title is in Judy's name, Mom.
It's Judy's? What do you mean?
You tried to kick Judy out of the house to live there without her just now, didn't you? Well, if you want the owner of the house to leave the house, seems pretty obvious that you'd have to pay her rent.
That's ridiculous. The house is yours, isn't it?
Nope, it's not. Legally, the house belongs to Judy.
But, that's impossible. She doesn't work. All she does is leech off of your hard-earned money. How could she afford to buy a house?
Actually, Judy isn't a housewife. Not a full-time one, anyway.
You're not making any sense.
She manages apartment buildings and parking lots.
She does? Oh, this is the first I've ever heard of this.
She doesn't talk about it much because back when she started, she actually had to cut off ties with a couple old friends who that just because she was the building owner, that she would rent to them for free or cheap. Tell you the truth, I didn't even know about it until after I proposed to her. With her rental income, we decided that only one of us would need to work. When we started trying to have kids, she quit the office job she had been doing and just kept up her real estate business.
But she's asking for $3,500 a month. Isn't that insane?
Given the area and the size of the house, I say that's fair market value, honestly.
But I'm her mother-in-law. She can't take money from me.
Yeah. The thing about that is, yes, she absolutely can. She owned the house and gave you her terms. If you want to keep living there, pay her $3,500 a month. If you don't like it, there's only one thing for you to do. Move out.
Move out?
That was always the plan from the beginning, wasn't it? You said when you moved in that you'd only be living with us for as long as it took to get a new apartment.
Well, I was only saying that to be polite. I thought you'd be fine with me continuing to live here, well, permanently.
I did consider the possibility that things might turn out that way when you first moved in, yeah. But that all went out the window on the very first day when you started verbally abusing Judy before you even had your suitcases unpacked.
Verbal abuse? Oh, that's nonsense. I did no such thing.
If you really think you weren't being verbally abusive, all I can say is yikes. Judy wanted to stay out of it and let you find a new place at your own pace, out of respect for you as my mother and sympathy for your last place burning down. But now that you're trying to kick her out and take the house for your own, you've got to understand that anymore, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that you'll be able to keep living with us.
No, but, well, then where am I supposed to go?
Figure it out yourself. You have a job, don't you? You have means. You're an adult. You're more than capable of finding and paying for your own apartment. Why are you so intent on living with us permanently?
Well, I sort of got fired.
You got fired? What the hell did you do, Mom?
I didn't do anything wrong, not the way I see it anyway. I mean, it's a big company, right? Oh, they had more than enough things like toilet paper, coffee, snacks, so I took some home with me from time to time.
Oh, no.
And then I started doing it more and more. They said if I paid the company back for the amount I took home with me, then they wouldn't press charges. And that ate through practically all of my savings.
You're lucky that's all they did to you. That's theft, Mom. It's a crime.
Really?
Yes, really. How could you not get that? I don't believe this. You treated Judy like she was a parasite when you were the one who was freeloading. Yep, there's no way I'm gonna let you live with us after this.
Oh, Jake, don't say that. How will I go on if I can't live here anymore? What am I supposed to do?
Find a job as a live-in maid or something, I don't know.
Jake!
Whatever you do from now on is no longer any concern of mine.
What are you saying?
I have a message from Judy for you. You can continue living in that house if you want, but I'm not budging on my terms. The price is $3,500 a month, no less. If you can't pay it, then I want you out of the house by the end of the month. End of story.
But, you don't agree with her, do you?
Do I really need to ask? Yes, I am 100% on Judy's side in all of this, and I always will be.
Not you too, Jake.
If only you hadn't been so horrible to Judy, we might have at least helped set you up with a nice apartment somewhere nearby, or even allowed you to stay with us on a more semi-permanent basis. That's long gone now, though, and you have only yourself and your horrendous evil behavior to blame.
Jake, wait!
I always knew you had a bit of a self-centered side to you, Mom, but I never thought you'd do a thing like this. I'll come by to pick up my things from that house after you moved out as soon as you possibly can. Don't feel like you have to wait until the end of the month either. The sooner you're out of our life, the better.
Jake's mother's inability to consider the possibility that she was in the wrong seems to have been a recurring theme for her. Even her husband, Jake's father, had been putting up with her for years, and when Jake moved out of the house several years ago, he decided that the time was right and divorced her. On the very last day of the month, my mother-in-law managed to find a job with employee housing and rushed to move all of her things out of the house. It seems that a $3,500 rent was just a little bit above her budget. Isn't that a shame? As for Jake and I, we decided to rent out that house for some additional income. We're now living in a comfortable little condo that's right at the halfway point between my parents' house and Jake's office. Jake still gets texts from his mom on occasion, but all she ever talks about is how much she hates her job. Sometimes I come close to feeling sorry for her, but when I think about her awful behavior and total lack of remorse, I remember that she's getting exactly what she deserves. We haven't blocked her number, but that's just so we can keep tabs on her. We have no intention to involve ourselves with her ever again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Angie, where on earth are you right now? You're supposed to be doing your chores. I know you're off playing your silly little computer games or whatever, and if you have time to play games, then you have time to work around the house. I moved out. What? You're constantly barging into my room while I'm meeting with a client to scream at me about one thing or another, and you've also thrown away documents I need for work 3 times this month. I can't work in an environment like that, so I left. Yes, that's a lovely fantasy, but in reality, you're nothing but an unemployed parasite. Now hurry up and get back here. Your brother will be home from work any minute now. How do you think he'll feel if there's no hot meal waiting for him? You also have laundry to do, and I've been telling you to clean the bath and toilet for 2 days now. I've got an idea. How about you do some of the housework for a change? Ever since Dad died, you've been living off of our incomes, and you haven't even held a job either, so it's not like you're too busy to do it yourself. Excuse me? Not only do I have to deal with moving into my new place, but I'm also super close to a deadline for a big project, so I'm super busy right now. Talk to you later. Hold it right there, young lady.
Hey, Angie, got a minute?
Terry? Wow, it's nice to hear from you. It's been so long.
Listen, I've got something to ask of you. And, well, it's a pretty big ask.
Uh-oh, what is it?
The thing is, the company I've been working for just went bankrupt.
Holy cow, bankrupt?
I just found out today. The CEO called a meeting out of the blue when I got to work. And that's when he broke the news. And all the other employees are freaking out.
Oh man. Wow, I can't imagine how that must feel. All of a sudden the job you thought you could count on just up and vanishes.
Yeah, it's definitely not a great feeling. The CEO did say that he would work around the clock with his contacts to find us all new jobs. But the company he wants to set us up with is an absolute hellscape. A couple of my college buddies worked there. They were shocked with so much overtime. It put them in the hospital. They both quit within a few months.
Yikes, oh, that doesn't sound like a place I'd want to work.
Right? So I talked to my wife about it and decided that I'm gonna go ahead and turn that offer down and find new employment for myself. And since I'm currently living in employee housing owned by a company that's going bankrupt, I'm also gonna have to find a new place to live.
Wow, I'm sorry, Terry.
Since I'm gonna be unemployed for at least a little while, I'd be nervous about signing up for an apartment lease, and with my wife being pregnant and all.
Do you want to come and stay with me in my condo? I've got a spare room that you can use.
It would only be a temporary situation, I promise. As soon as I find work, we'll move out as soon as possible. We won't be a burden, Angie. And we might not be able to pay much, but we'll definitely give you some money toward living expenses. Now, just one big problem remains. Since Mom is currently living with us in my company's apartment, she's probably gonna come along with us.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And that's exactly why I feel so reluctant to do this to you. I know you left the house specifically to get away from her terrible treatment of you, and now I'm gonna be throwing you right back into that environment.
I understand, but you have more important things to worry about. Your wife's gonna give birth soon, right? I know you said her parents live way on the other side of the state, so you can't live with them, and it would be difficult for her to change to a completely different doctor at this point. So for you guys, considering the entirety of your situation, there really isn't any other option but to move in with me. Does that about cover it?
Yeah, you said exactly what I was just about to. I really hate to ask you to do this, Angie.
Okay, well, I totally understand your circumstances, but I think you should know that I've had a change in my own circumstances lately. And, well, I guess if you're okay with dealing with that, then I think it shouldn't be a problem for you guys to live with me on a temporary basis.
Circumstances? What's up?
It's kind of a long story, too long for texting. Could we meet up and talk things over?
Sure, no problem. How about tomorrow afternoon? Are you free?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon works fine for me. Angie! How many times do I have to tell you before it gets through that thick skull of yours? You need to do more housework. Sure, your brother might have a wife of his own, but she just gave birth. She needs to take care of the baby. You've got the most free time on your hands, so put those hands to work. I am doing housework. Oh, you are you? Exactly what have you done this week, Go on, do tell. I've been taking turns with Terry rocking the baby back to sleep when he wakes up at night in order to let Samantha get as much sleep as possible. I also do the laundry, go shopping, wash dishes, vacuum the carpet, cook meals, clean the bath, clean the toilet, sweep the hardwood flooring, take care of paying the utility bills, and probably a few more things I've forgotten. I've never seen you doing any of that. Well, that doesn't surprise me, since you're usually too focused on whatever TV show you're watching to notice anything else going on in the house. Oh, now you're blaming me for the fact that you are a lousy homemaker? No, just saying that if you would turn off the TV every now and then, maybe you might make yourself useful one of these days. You really are an ungrateful little wretch, Angie. Even though you're being generously allowed to live in this beautiful condo, you think you can talk to me like that? Huh? I'm being allowed to live here? Yes, obviously. Out of the kindness of his heart, that Saint Terry has deigned to allow you to move in with us. Honestly, you don't deserve to benefit even in the slightest from Terry's hard work. He's such a hard worker, he was able to buy this condo the instant we had to leave his old place. I'd be more understanding if you actually had a job, but you're still just playing on your computer all day. I am working. I'm doing the exact same job I was working 3 years ago. You just didn't listen to me. I mean, seriously, Mom, where have you been the last 4 years? Everyone knows what remote work is. You might be the last person alive who doesn't understand that some people can work from home. Don't patronize me, you little brat. Of course I know what remote work is. I just recognize the reality that someone with no work experience like yourself would never be allowed to work from home. Someone as useless as you has to be closely observed, or else you'll just start slacking off. I see. I guess you're just committed to this vision you have where I'm a useless nobody, Mom. I'm committed to encouraging you to make something of yourself. I don't want you to be a useless nobody forever. The only one who thinks I'm a useless nobody is you. And for the record, I'm the one who got this condo. I started renting it 3 years ago when I first moved out of the house. And also for the record, Terry is still looking for work after his last company went bankrupt. How did you get so deluded? Deluded? Me? I mean, I know for a fact that he's told you all of this multiple times. That boy is truly a saint, telling lie after lie to his own mother to protect his good-for-nothing little sister. An upstanding man like him who can buy an amazing condo like this downtown deserves to be able to boast about his success. But instead, he's humiliating himself to protect the likes of you. Such a tragedy. I've had more of this than I can take. I'm gonna get back to work. Oh, there you go again, pretending you have work to do to get out of talking to me and doing your chores. Where did I go wrong in raising you? I feel like an utter failure. I think I might have to finally resort to more drastic measures.
Oh no, Angie, this is really bad. Mom just had all your stuff hauled away to the dump. Your furniture, clothes, files, cabinets, everything. It's all gone.
What?
She must have thought that today was her only chance since both of you and I will be out of the house. Seriously, Angie, I'm so sorry, but your room is totally empty.
Huh. Okay. That's fine. I mean, this was such perfect timing for her to do that. It's actually pretty funny.
What?
All of my stuff is actually safe and sound, exactly where I put it.
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that.
Yep, I already put everything I was going to take with me in my rental locker. The only stuff I had left in my room was stuff I was gonna be throwing away or donating to charity anyway. But, wow, I expected Mom to do something like this eventually, but this is honestly a bit earlier than I predicted.
Yeah, looks like we've come to the end of the line.
You guys should make your move as soon as possible, too. You've seen how Mom has been since you guys moved in. She's gotten even lazier and more entitled than she ever was before. Once I'm out of the picture, I'd say it's only a matter of time before she sets her sights on Samantha. You get that too, right? I can't imagine it's going to be easy to raise your kid in a peaceful, loving environment with her around.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Just remember, if you guys are having any trouble at all financially, you let me know and I'll do whatever I can. I wouldn't have any problems with you guys coming back to live with me over there, if it would help you get back on your feet.
I really appreciate it, Angie. I'll talk to Samantha tonight and see what she thinks.
Hello there, Angie. I thought you ought to know that I've had all your things taken to the dump. Want them back? Go and get them. And don't think you'll be allowed back into this condo ever again. You can live where an unemployed leech like you deserves, on the street. Now I'll be able to have a peaceful, happy life with my grandchild. Without you freeloading, things should get easier financially for your brother. And since the baby's getting older, Samantha can start doing all the housework that you refused to do. Oh, I'll never get tired of the view from this floor. This is the lifestyle I've always deserved, and it's finally mine. Hey there, Mom. I was meaning to thank you for taking care of throwing away all that junk for me. What? And just so you know, I terminated the lease on that condo. You what? Now, I'm actually quite busy at the moment, so if you'll excuse me. You, terminated the lease? I don't understand. Angie! What sort of evil, twisted lies did you tell Terry and Samantha? Not sure what you're talking about, Mom. What's going on with Terry and his family? What's going on? They're gone! And it's all thanks to you and your silly threat to terminate the lease. Threat? They knew from the very beginning that I was going to be terminating the lease. The intent was always for this to be a temporary living situation for them. Wait, temporary? Again, I know for a fact that Terry told you all about this. You're just being delusional. I'm not the delusional one. You are. This whole time you've been talking as if the condo your brother worked so hard to purchase for me was yours all along, as if you could afford such a thing. And then you went so far as to call your brother unemployed. How disgraceful can you be? Okay, so for the millionth time now, the reason Terry told you that wasn't because he was protecting me. That's all just 100% factually true information. Again with your lies. The company Terry was working for suddenly went bankrupt. Being newly unemployed, it would be pretty difficult for them to rent an apartment. Plus, Samantha was in the final month of her pregnancy and the baby was set to be born any moment. So it would be a huge burden on her to move far away and get set up with a new doctor in time. And so, considering their circumstances, the possibility that made the most sense was for them to move in with me temporarily. That's why he asked me, and I agreed to let the three of you move into my condo. But I thought he moved out of the employee housing because he bought this new condo. He's not insane, Mom. No one would do something as stupid as buy a new condo exactly when their company went bankrupt. But, that doesn't make any sense. If he didn't buy or rent that condo, how was he living there? Are you starting to develop dementia, or are you just not listening to me? I rented it. How could you? You're unemployed. I'm a YouTuber. A what? What on earth is that? It doesn't surprise me that you don't know. Your generation wouldn't be very familiar with it. But I'm still taking in about 30 grand a month. 30,000? But then you're telling me that Terry's company really went bankrupt? It was a pretty big shock to the local economy. I bet if you did a quick internet search, you'd find all sorts of news articles about it. Oh no. You were telling the truth? Let's get this conversation back on track now, okay? Now, the timing of Terry moving in with me was somewhat unfortunate. I've been planning to move downtown for a while, since while living in the suburbs is nice for families, it's pretty inconvenient for my work. As such, I would be terminating the lease for my old condo around the same time. I told Terry that he could live with me up until I was going to move out, so roughly 4 or 5 months, and after that he would have to find some more permanent arrangement for himself. Wait a moment, 4 or 5 months? But I've been living here for 5 months, so... You guessed it. The big day has finally come and I'm moving out. Terry and I have been getting ready for this move for the last several months. What about you, Mom? Have you figured out where you're going to live from now on? Oh boy, you haven't done any planning at all? Well, I'll just keep on living with Terry and his family. Are you serious? Terry knows all about how terribly you were treating Samantha back when you were living in the company apartment. He told you all the way back then that he wanted you to move out, right? He wasn't thinking clearly, you see. Fortunately for you, though, it was around that same time when his company went under, which meant he had much more important things on his mind than dealing with your nonsense. But don't tell me you didn't notice. Think about it. During the last few months while we've been living together in my condo, have we ever left you alone with Samantha? Even once? Didn't you think that was a little bit strange? Now that you mention it... Yeah, well, that was all intentional. Now, the next order of business, where are you going to live now? You can live wherever you want. You can go back to your hometown, rent an apartment by yourself, join a convent. The choice is yours. Wait a moment! Oh, this is all far too sudden! We've been telling you for months. You just haven't been listening. So no, I'm not going to let you sit there and be all like, oh no, poor me, I had no idea this was coming. But I really am unprepared for this. Now that I think about it, Terry did mention talking to Aunt Virginia about what we were going to do with you. Aunt Virginia? You talked to my sister? Yep. What were you thinking? You know how that woman is. She was an MMA fighter for years. Her solutions to problems always involve her fists. If I have one piece of advice to give you, it's this. I strongly suggest you do the housework on your own from now on. Oh no. Now, I've got a very big collab project coming up, so if you'll excuse me, I've got a ton of preparation to do. Wait, Angie! Bye, Mom! On the day they moved out of the condo, my brother showed up to the house with the moving company and my Aunt Virginia in tow. Mom started crying and screaming like, I don't want to move. I want to live here. I want to live with my grandchild. I don't want to do any chores. But Aunt Virginia's specialty full Nelson put a stop to that. She dragged her into her car and drove off to her house way out in the forest outside the city. As for my brother, my media network happened to be looking for someone with solid business experience, and when they looked at Terry's resume, they offered him the job right there on the spot. So Terry and his family moved downtown with me. Well, not really with me, but they did get an apartment in the same area of town, so we can spend all the time together that we'd like. When Mom heard that we were all living happily and peacefully in the city, she tried to make her big escape from Aunt Virginia's house. But she didn't even get 3 steps out of the front door when Aunt Virginia put her in a textbook figure 4 lock. And when she tapped out, she dragged her right back inside. And she remains there to this day, undergoing the very, very strict rehabilitation program run by my dear Aunt Virginia.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Travis. Have you seen the group text Kathy sent out to the family?
Hey, Linda. Yeah, I saw it. I can't believe it. Our little Kathy is getting married. Seemed like just yesterday she graduated high school. Her fiancé is coming this Saturday, right? Can't wait to meet him.
She's 25, Travis. 7 years isn't exactly yesterday.
Yeah. Well, it feels like yesterday. It's just crazy to think that when we first got married, she was only 5 years old. She's been a part of my life for so long that I honestly feel like she's my real daughter, not just my stepdaughter.
I guess I can understand why you'd feel that way, but just remember one thing. It's only a feeling. You can enjoy the feeling while it lasts, but it'll never be more than that.
Huh?
You might have been acting as a stand-in for her father for 20 years, but that's all you'll ever be. You're not her real father.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm aware of that, but geez, do you have to be so harsh to me like that?
Do you think I'd be talking to you like this without a reason?
Linda, what's going on? What are you trying to say?
If I have to spell it out for you, I'm saying that your time is up, Travis. I've been talking to Kathy's father, Nate, and we've decided to get back together.
What?
Back when we divorced, Nate was working at a super high-stress company. The stress got to him, and he had a mental breakdown that cost him his job. I figured there would be no way he could support Kathy and me until he worked his issues out, so I asked him to divorce me, and he agreed. But now it's been 20 years since then. We met up again about 6 months ago, and he was like a brand new man. He's a high-powered executive now. He runs his own company. Kathy knows you're not her real father, and since she's out on her own now, I figured it was about time her real father stepped back into the role officially.
Linda, what are you saying?
You really still don't get it? I want Kathy's real father to walk her down the aisle at the wedding as my husband. It's time, Travis. We're getting divorced. I think that should make it crystal clear, right? I want to get it done as soon as possible, before her fiancé comes over on Saturday. If her fiancé meets you, it'll just make things more complicated. Since I'll be married to Nate by the wedding, that means the groom and his family will start asking questions like, wait, so which one is her father? Or something. That's an awkward conversation I would really prefer to avoid.
You seem like you've worked this all out for yourself in your head. But have you thought to ask Kathy what she thinks?
She's my daughter, Travis. I don't need to hear it from her mouth to know what she's thinking.
I see. Fine then. We'll get divorced. On one condition. First, you have to talk to Kathy directly, in person, and see how she feels about everything.
I told you I don't need to ask her. Of course she's going to choose her real father. God, were you always this much of a whiny loser? I'm starting to wish I had made this move sooner. Just do everyone a favor and never talk to Kathy again, okay?
I've made up my mind. I'm talking to Kathy first before making any decisions.
No one likes a pathetic, clingy old man, Travis.
I've still got work to do today, so I'll take my leave from this conversation here. Hey, Kathy. I saw the group text you sent out.
Hey, Dad.
I'm so happy to hear that Mitch finally proposed to you. I know how strongly you felt about him for some time now. Congratulations.
Finally is right. He said he was able to pay back the last of his student loans, so he thought now was the time.
Wow, all paid off already? That guy is a real hard worker. He's a keeper, Kathy. You take care of him, you hear?
Oh, I plan on it. By the way,
What is it?
how are you doing after, well, you know?
Ah, that. Yeah, your mom dropped that thermonuclear warhead on me while I was on my lunch break today. Apparently her and Nate are getting back together, so she wants me out of the picture.
Yeah, that's my understanding too. Seriously, how can she do a thing like this? I was so shocked when she told me what was going on that I couldn't speak. I couldn't cry. I could barely even move. And then she told me I don't need to worry about you because since Nate's some big shot businessman, she can leave you all the assets in the divorce.
Oh, wow. I'm touched that she's going out of her way to be so considerate to me. She's so generous. A regular Mother Teresa.
Did she tell you anything else?
She said she wants to get the divorce settled by Saturday so she can introduce Nate as your father when Mitch comes over this weekend.
Saturday? Isn't that just a teensy bit soon?
Her plan is to have Nate walk you down the aisle at your wedding and have him at the family table as her husband. She said she wants to avoid having any awkward conversation with Mitch's family, so she only wants them to ever meet Nate.
What? No, not a chance. That is not happening. Absolutely not. I mean, sure, he may be my biological dad, but he hasn't been any part of my life in 20 years. I barely even met him.
I thought you'd feel that way, but your mother seems to have it in her head that you'd have the same position as her in all of this. It looks like her assumption missed the mark a bit.
Seriously? But, I mean, I've already talked to Mitch about our family's circumstances. He knows the whole story. Sure, I never told Mom that I talked to him, but did she really think I'd withhold a detail that massive from my own fiancé?
Yeah, and what's more, Mitch and I have already met, so I'm not sure what she thinks she's preventing.
I know, right? But I guess Mom doesn't know about that either. And another thing, about the wedding, Mitch and I were planning on telling you guys this when he comes by on Saturday, but we're not going to do a formal ceremony. We're doing what's called a photo wedding, where you just take pictures as if it were a real wedding.
Oh, really? You know, I think I have heard of those before.
Yeah, they're kind of a new thing. Mitch's parents both passed away when he was young, and he has no siblings, so we thought it would be a good plan. Plus, you know, I'm not one for gaudy events, getting dressed fancy, being paraded in front of a bunch of people, that sort of thing.
I see. Glad you're on the same page.
Oh, the people at the venue did say that it was okay to bring guests along on the day of the photo shoot. I'm going to send you an invitation to that, so be sure to save the date, okay?
Gotcha. I'll be sure to set it aside.
That leaves one problem, though. Mom.
Yeah, that's kind of a big problem.
After all, I'm pretty sure Mom still has no idea that we know she's been having an affair, and this whole "we just happened to run into each other" nonsense is all a cover. There's no way she'd be telling that bold of a lie if she knew.
You're right.
So what do you think, Dad? What are you gonna do?
Well, she just handed me the divorce papers a bit ago.
Wow, already?
Yep, I'm gonna make my move tomorrow.
Tomorrow, huh? Well, I'm rooting for you, Dad.
Thanks, sweetheart. Hi, Linda. I submitted the divorce papers to the courthouse on my way home from work.
Wow, already? You're more obedient than I thought you would be. Good boy.
Yeah, I just want to get this out of the way so I can get on with my life.
Oh, well, good for you. All I want is to be divorced as soon as possible, so the sooner the better.
Right, the sooner the better. So, the sooner you get out of my house, the better. You have till tomorrow morning.
What? You're kicking me out?
The house is in my name.
Oh, well, I guess you're right.
Don't tell me. You haven't made new living arrangements yet? You're not stupid enough to throw a stack of divorce papers at me without having a plan for what you're gonna do after a divorce is finalized, are you?
Of course not. I just, was caught off guard by the fact that you got the divorce papers submitted so soon, that's all. I'll start packing up my stuff tomorrow morning.
No, didn't you hear me? I told you that you're going to be out of my house by tomorrow morning.
You're only giving me till morning?
I'll be staying at my friend's place tonight, so get your things in order and get the hell out. I'm gonna come by the house at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. You had better be gone by then.
Come on, by 9 a.m.? I'm gonna have to stay up all night in order to get all my stuff packed and move out in time.
I don't care what you have to do. Get it done. It was you who told me you wanted to get divorced as soon as possible, and I gave you what you wanted. We're divorced. That's my house you're in, and I want you out by tomorrow morning.
Fine. Jeez, I'll do it. Just get off my back. Hey, Travis, just letting you know I finished moving my stuff out just now.
Good. Thanks for letting me know.
If you don't mind, can I ask you something?
Make it quick.
Kathy hasn't been answering any of my calls or texts since last night. Do you know anything? Has she spoken to you at all?
No, I didn't message Kathy at all yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Is that all you wanted? Can I go now?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Great. Now that that's settled, I no longer have any reason to communicate directly with you in the future. If you need anything from me, you'll have to do it through my attorney. You still have his card, don't you?
Yeah, I got it. Travis, this is all you're doing, isn't it?
I was very clear when I told you to talk to my attorney.
I don't have that kind of time. This is an emergency. What did you tell Nate, Travis, huh? Tell me right now. I just showed up at his house with my stuff to move in and he refused to let me in. What's going on?
Yeah, I figured that would happen.
Explain yourself now.
When he got back from his overseas business venture a year ago and the two of you met up, he had no idea that you had remarried, did he? Oh, Nate, it's been so difficult being a single mother these long 20 years. I was so lonely. You have no idea how hard it is to raise a child on your own as a woman in this society. Is that what you told him? I bet you threw in some crocodile tears, too. You probably put on the best display of acting in your life to try and win back the man you rejected now that he's found success.
Did you meet Nate?
Well, to be more precise, we've never actually met in person. All of our communicating has been through our respective lawyers. But he did provide me with an affidavit stating that he had no idea you were a married woman, that you had lied to him and deceived him, that he was terribly sorry for any harm that has come to me, and that he's breaking up with you.
I don't believe this. How could you do something so dirty as going behind my back like that? You're a real creep, you know that?
You think you're in any position to be talking to me like that?
This can't be happening. I just went by Kathy's apartment, but she wasn't there. The whole place was dark. Then when I messaged her, she said that she didn't want to see me, so she was hiding out at her fiancé's house for a while. First Nate, now Kathy? Why? Why is this happening to me?
Ordinarily, I would just tell you to talk to my lawyer again, but since this has to do with Kathy, allow me to fill in the blanks.
Hurry up and tell me what's going on with her.
Kathy knew that you were having an affair.
She did? How?
She saw the two of you in the act with her own two eyes. She could tell that the guy you were with had the same eyes as she did. It wasn't that hard to figure out what was going on.
She saw us? Oh no.
It doesn't make a bit of difference that the two of you were married in the past. You were married to me at the time. You betrayed my trust. You're nothing but a low-down, good-for-nothing cheater.
But he's not just my ex-husband, he's Kathy's real dad.
Real? Why are you so caught up on that word? Who's more of her real dad? The one who took her to her first day of school, went to her high school graduation, and paid for her college education? Or the one who has been completely out of her life for as long as she's had a mind of her own? And when she talks about her dad, she's not talking about Nate. She's talking about me.
Be that as it may, I'm still her mother.
If only you hadn't cheated on me, we'd still be married and you'd still be able to enjoy the same happy, loving relationship with your daughter that you always had. Shame. Damn shame.
But you don't understand. He's a high-powered executive running his own business.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet he makes significantly more than me. A mid-level employee at a mid-sized firm, so he'd definitely be able to provide you with a much higher standard of living than I can right now. Maybe you should have divorced me before shacking up with him.
Well,
all you had to do was be honest. Sure, you may have had a bit of issues to work out, but you could have wound up in a much happier, more positive position than the one you find yourself in now.
Travis, do you think we can work things out between us?
Not a chance in hell.
I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement. We can start over, get a fresh start.
I'm done talking to you.
No!
Now, for real this time. Anything else you want to say to me? Tell it to my lawyer.
I don't want to talk to your lawyer. I want to talk to you.
If you'd like to arrange a meeting with me, talk to my lawyer. He'll tell you no, though.
Travis, wait!
With nowhere else to run, Linda went crawling back to her parents' house to live with them. My lawyer went over there to discuss the possibility of settling my lawsuit for her affair out of court, which she agreed to. It seems like at the time she assumed that her parents would agree to foot the bill for her. But they're both retired and on a fixed income, so there was no way they could scrounge together the money to pay the bill for her. In the end, her father arranged for her to go be a live-in maid at the house of an acquaintance of his. 6 months after that, Linda crashed into the wedding venue for Kathy's wedding and shouted, "I'm the mother of the bride. I deserve to be part of this." However, Kathy's photo shoot had taken place a week earlier. When she realized her mistake, she went completely berserk and started trashing the place. Which means that now she has 2 lawsuit debts she needs to work off. Thanks to her escapades, the guy who hired her decided he didn't want anything to do with her, so he fired her and kicked her out onto the street. And the street is where she's been living ever since, doing odd jobs here and there in a futile attempt to get herself out of debt.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Mom, I have big news, like humongous news. Allie, aren't you still at school? What is it? You know that incredible pianist Hayden Jacobson that I love? Guess what? He's gonna do a recital at the auditorium downtown. Wow, oh, that's amazing. If I recall correctly, he actually graduated from your high school, didn't he? Oh, it's crazy to think someone from our town is now a world-famous musician. I know, right? Back when I was a freshman, he played a special mini concert at our high school for the music department. That was what made me want to be a pianist. But this is going to be a full recital. I have to go. Will you come with me? Wow, are you sure that would be all right? Well, duh, you've been so supportive of me and my dream of becoming a pianist like Hayden. I would love for you to come with me. Is that so? I suppose we'll have to reserve our tickets quickly then. I'd hate for you to miss out on such an incredible opportunity as this. So you'll go with me then? Awesome! I'm so excited! Hello, Lisa. I need you to come over here tomorrow and help me. I'm planning to clean my kitchen. Oh, tomorrow? Yes, we'll start working at 10 a.m. sharp, so make sure you're here no later than 9 a.m. You'll need to help me prepare as well. Oh boy, oh, this is really unfortunate timing. I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm afraid I can't make it at that time. What was that? It almost seems as though you're disobeying a direct order from your mother-in-law. No, it's not that. Would it be okay to do it in the afternoon? That would work better for me. Maybe I wasn't clear. You will start your work at 10 a.m. sharp. End of discussion. Please understand, I have plans for tomorrow morning that I can't put off until later. Plans? You? What on earth could you be doing? There's something I need to do for Allie right at 10 o'clock. It's very, very important to her. Oh, something for Allie, you say? Yes, it's for Allie. She's got school tomorrow, and since I'm at home, she needs me to take care of it for her. Well then, I suppose I can make an exception if it's for her. Fine, you can come clean in the afternoon. Thank you so much, Mom. I really appreciate you being so understanding. Hey, Mom. Well, did you get the tickets? I sure did. Yes! Thank you, Mom! I was so nervous that the tickets would get sold out instantly. I couldn't even pay attention in my last class. My social media feed has been full of people saying there were only a few tickets left. What's that? Are you looking at social media during class? No. But seriously, thank you so much, Mom. To be honest, you were right to be nervous. There were only 5 open seats when I went through the checkout. And speaking of which, I hope you won't be too upset to be up in the nosebleed section. We'll have to remember to bring a good pair of binoculars. Nah, I'm just glad to be able to go at all. Besides, it's not like that auditorium is that big, and it's a piano recital, not a movie. As long as I can hear it, I'll be more than happy. Sure, it would be nice to be up close to the stage, but I'm not all that concerned. Good to hear. Well, I got my order confirmation email just now, so it looks like we're all set. Wow, thank you so much, Mom. I can't wait. Hey, Mom. I'm sitting here in my seat. Are you still waiting in line for the bathroom? Yep, I'm still here. This line is unbelievable. And the men's bathroom has no line, of course. I told you to go to the bathroom before we left the house, didn't I? Boy, you sound like me right now. I wanted to wait until just before the concert started. I didn't want to have to leave halfway through. Think you're gonna make it in time? Yeah, I should be fine. I'm almost at the bathroom door. Wait. What's going on? I think I see Grandma coming up the stairs. Really? Did Grandma say anything about coming to the concert today? Well. A friend invited me to the concert tonight, and what's this I see? My dear daughter-in-law, Lisa. And what's more, I just saw you sit down in the very front row. What do you think you're doing, Lisa? You have some explaining to do. You're up here in the most expensive seats in the house, and you didn't even tell me? Mom, what are you talking about? You've got some nerve hiding from your own mother-in-law that you're spending piles of cash on luxuries like this. Mom, again, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm at the concert, yes, but I'm standing in line for the restroom right now. I'm not sitting down. And no, I don't have the tickets for the front row. We're actually pretty high up in the back. Mom, this is really bad. So the woman that's sitting in front of Grandma kinda looks like you, I guess. And Grandma just kicked her. Like, really kicked her. What? Yeah, she literally kicked her out of her seat. And then Grandma sat down where she was sitting. All the people sitting around her are so shocked at what happened that they're all just kind of staring with confused looks on their faces. And what happened to the woman Grandma kicked? She started crying and just walked out of the auditorium. Oh, I hope she's okay. My goodness, sitting in the front row is a totally different experience. I feel like I'm practically sitting up on stage next to the piano. Mom, what on earth do you think you're doing? I'm giving you a taste of your just desserts, you little upstart. Listen to me. That isn't my seat. What? Update, Mom. I was right. It definitely was Grandma who kicked that lady. Some staff guys came by just now and they dragged her out of the auditorium. Oh no, this is just going from bad to worse. Yeah, and I'm not done. While they were dragging her out, she was shouting, "Get your hands off me! This is my seat! My good-for-nothing daughter-in-law gave it to me!" Wow, she's still convinced that it was me sitting in that seat? Yeah, looks like it. The dress she was wearing is practically the exact same as the one you have on. Plus her hair is the same length and color, and you're just about the same height, too. I honestly did a double take when I first saw her because I thought she was you. Wow, that's insane. What an incredibly unfortunate coincidence. Lisa, you owe me an apology. For what? Don't give me for what? You know what you did. You thoroughly humiliated me at the concert last night. And thanks to you, the dear friend who invited me with her told me she doesn't want to see me again. Not to mention my husband and son are both furious at me. Sure, the woman I kicked agreed to not press charges, but you wouldn't believe the amount of money I had to pay her to do that. It was the worst night of my entire life. If I understand correctly, the woman in the front row that you thought was me and decided to literally kick out of her own seat just so happened to be the pianist's wife, right? Yes, that just makes this all the more humiliating. Shouldn't you have, talked to her? Looked at her face, made sure you had the right person before up and kicking her? If you had done that, none of this would have happened, and we all could have been spared the embarrassment of your exploits last night. Enough! I demand an apology from you this instant! Hi, Grandma. My, if it isn't my dear Allie! Oh, listen, darling, you'll never believe what your mother has done to me this time. What I don't believe is what you did at the concert last night. Oh, no, Allie. Oh, not you too. What awful lies has your mother told you? Don't believe a word she says. I'm the victim here. I didn't have to hear anything from her. I saw it all firsthand. What? I was there at that concert too, and I saw everything. You were? Hayden Jacobson is my hero. He's the reason I started playing the piano. I know all of his songs by heart, and I can even play a few of them. And you assaulted his wife? How could you do a thing like that? No, Allie. Oh, it was all one big misunderstanding. A case of mistaken identity, that's all. Do you think that makes it any better? You're admitting that you were intending to hurt my mom like you did Hayden's wife. She didn't do anything to deserve that. But fortunately, she wasn't seriously injured and the concert went fine after that, but oh my gosh, Grandma. Do you have any idea how terrible it could have been if the concert was canceled because of what you did? Terrible? How so? We would have been held liable for the entire cost of the concert. Tickets, refreshments, everything. Really? Yes, really. You would have been looking at tens, no, possibly even hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages. Do you not understand that? The only thing that saved you from that was sheer dumb luck. I see. You should be grateful that all you had to do is pay her off to not press charges. She may be willing to move past this, but I'm not. Wait, Allie, please, let's not do anything hasty. I'm your grandmother, Allie, and I love you dearly. There's something that's been bothering me for a long time now. You're always super duper nice to me, but at the same time, you're always crazy harsh on my mom. Do you have anything to say about that? Is there any reason you basically treat my mom like your slave? Goodness, Allie, that's not it at all. I'm just doing my part to help make her into a decent wife. It's for her own good. For her own good? Give me a break. You've never seen her after she gets back from doing all of your housework for you. Yeah, she's physically tired, but I can't imagine how hard it must be to mentally hold back from saying what she really thinks. You think she needs training on how to be a decent wife? I'd say you need training on how to be a decent human being. Allie, oh please, don't be so angry at me like that. You're making me sad. Oh, you're sad? That's it, I'm done. You clearly have zero self-awareness, and I'm wasting my time talking to you. I'm blocking your number. You're blocking my number? But why? That you have to ask just proves my point. I hate you. Allie, no! Lisa, please. Oh, you need to come over here and talk some sense into my husband. All of this is your fault in the first place. You need to fix what you've done. Ugh, what is it now, Mom? I just told you, come talk to my husband. Could you please start making some sense sometime soon? My husband is going to divorce me. Wow, he is? Really? Yes, now hurry up and get over here. Tell him that all of this is your responsibility. Apologize for what you've done and tell him that he can't divorce me. Apologize? For what exactly? I haven't done anything wrong. What? You're talking about the concert, right? You got mad because you thought I was sitting in a nicer seat than you, caused a massive scene, and assaulted an innocent woman. Tell me, what responsibility do I have for any of that? You were at the concert, though. Yeah, and? Let me ask you again, exactly what part of that night's events were my fault? It seems you're bound and determined to somehow make this all my fault, but it was pure happenstance that Allie and I happened to be attending the same show as you. Allie sat down in our seats and saw everything that you did to that poor woman. She then messaged me in a panic while I was waiting in line for the bathroom and told me what you had done. Then I went over to the staff and told them you were a relative of mine and took you off of their hands. You should be glad I was there. If I wasn't, you would have had to deal with that all on your own. You made me apologize to them. Now apologize to me for making me apologize. That was humiliating. Oh, that was humiliating for you, huh? How humiliating do you think it was for me to have to go around and apologize to all the rest of the concert staff for your disturbance? What do you mean? Hayden's wife agreed to not press charges in exchange for a payoff, right? That was thanks to me, by the way. And the other day, Allie texted you to tell you off and then blocked you, right? Do you get where I'm going? Literally every single involved party, except you, realizes that everything was your fault. How dare you? And it's precisely because of that attitude that your husband has had enough of you and wants a divorce. You can't talk to me like this. I'm your mother-in-law. Yeah, you're my mother-in-law. And you impudent little brat. If there's anything that's been made clear over the last week or so, it's that you, not me, are the one who is completely incapable of behaving like an adult. And since my husband has explicitly told me that I don't need to put up with any of your nonsense anymore, I've decided that I'm going to tell you like it is from now on. Well, looks like I need to have a talk with my son, too. Good luck with that. I don't think he's going to have very many pleasant things to say to you after everything you've done, if he even speaks to you at all. What? I'm out. Goodbye. A few days later, my mother-in-law and her husband divorced. She obviously had no way to pay Hayden's wife the amount that I negotiated for, so for the time being, her older brother is footing the bill. Oh, don't worry, though, she's not off the hook. He's going to have her become essentially a live-in maid for him and his wife until she's worked off the debt she now owes to them. And after that, he'll disown her. And he only agreed to that out of the kindness of his heart, since all of her other siblings turned her down. Looks like this isn't her first escapade of this sort, and even her own family is sick of her nonsense. So she's going to be an old maid working as an old maid for the next few years, then become a homeless old maid. But enough about her. My daughter sent a letter to the Jacobsons apologizing for everything her grandmother had done to them. They sent a reply congratulating her for being a much bigger person than her grandmother, and included a signed copy of his latest album. Getting a handwritten letter from her hero lit a fire in her heart like I've never seen before. And she's currently practicing the piano twice as hard as ever before.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hi, Stuart. I'm sorry to bother you, but do you have a moment? I need to talk to you about something very important.
Now? I can't talk now. Too busy. Talk to you later.
Well, does that mean you'll be coming home tonight? Even if you're going to be late, that's fine. I can wait up for you.
Nope. Won't be home tonight either. Didn't you hear me? I told you I was busy.
Again? Stuart, you haven't come home in 10 days now.
Would you get off my back already? And what do you want anyway? If you have something to say, just text me.
Stuart, how could you be so cold toward me? There is something very, very important that I need to talk to you about.
Yeah, then hurry up and say it now. God, you're impossible to talk to sometimes. Do you have any idea how much work I have to do? This had better be a life or death type of scenario.
Well, about that, I've been telling you for some time that I haven't felt well, right? Since about a month ago? Don't tell me you don't remember. I've told you so many times.
What do you want me to say? I don't remember.
Fine, let's keep moving along, I suppose. I finally finished my big project at work the other day, so I took some time off and went to the doctor to get checked out. They told me I would need to take a long series of tests, and, well, the results just came in.
And? Would you get to the point already? Just spit it out, damn it.
I'm dying, Stuart. I only have around a year left.
What?
They said they found a tumor, and it's malignant. I was in so much shock that I couldn't really pay attention to the details. But from what I understand, the treatment costs would be massive. And even if I somehow managed to put the money together, there is no guarantee it would work. They said the hospitals around here can only treat the symptoms. And so, That's it. I have a year left to live.
Are you being serious? This isn't a joke, right?
I really wish it was a joke, Stuart, but it's not. It still doesn't feel real, though. It feels like a dream. More like a nightmare, really. They also said that they want you to come with me to my next appointment. The doctor wants to talk to you, too.
Gotcha. Sure, I'll go to the hospital with you. But the thing is, I really can't step away from my work right now. It should be done soon. Could you give me just 3 days?
Okay, that should be fine. I'm sorry about this, Stuart. Hey there, Stacy girl. It's been a while, huh? Huh? Amy, it's you? But how are you texting me right now? I never gave you my new phone number. Yeah, well, I saw your name in Stuart's contact list and copied it onto my phone. I think the last time we spoke was when Mom and Dad kicked me out of the house. It's been like, 2 years or so? How have you been? You doing well? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're not doing well at all, are you? You're dying. You only have a year to live? Sucks to be you. Wait a second. What do you mean you got my number from Stuart's phone? And how did you know I was sick? There's no reason you would know about that. Tell me what's going on right now. You want to know? Stuart told me all about it when he came over yesterday. Oh, and you want to know where he is now? He is sound asleep in bed right next to me. What? Man, you really are an oblivious idiot, Stacy. You really still don't get it? Oh my God. Stuart's been so busy with work that he hasn't come home in almost 2 weeks, and you never suspected the single most obvious explanation? How dumb can you possibly be? Do you mean... Oh, do you get it now? Stuart wasn't busy with work. That was all a lie. No, he's been with me this whole time. Oh, Stacy, he was so happy when he came over today to tell me some wonderful news. And you should have seen the smile on his face when he said you were dying. This way he won't have to divorce you and he'll get your life insurance money. He was as excited as a kid at a theme park. And once you're finally out of the way, there won't be anything stopping us from getting married. No, I don't believe it. Stuart was having an affair with you? This can't be real. Aw, you poor little thing. I feel bad for you. A little. I mean, not only is your husband cheating on you with your own little sister, but you're also gonna die in a year. Your life is like a soap opera. What the hell is wrong with you? How could you sleep with a married man? How? You mean you forgot how to do it? Maybe that would explain why it was so easy for me to take him from you. Anyway, Stuart and I are getting married, just so you know. With all the money he'll get from your life insurance, we're gonna have a legendary wedding. So is there any way you could speed things up in that department? You are evil, Amy. If you'll excuse me, Stuart just woke up, so I'm gonna have a little more fun with him. Keep feeding that tumor, will you? The bigger, the better. Don't you put your phone down. I'm not done with you. Amy! Stuart, we're gonna have a talk right now.
Huh? What do you want? I've got a ton of work to do. I can't talk now.
You can drop the axe, Stuart. Amy already told me everything.
What?
How long have the two of you been having an affair? I mean, when did you even meet? You knew that Amy was my sister, didn't you?
Oh, crap. This is just great. Amy went and blabbed to you? God damn it. This is the worst possible timing for you to find out.
So then you admit it. You've been cheating on me. All this time that you've been saying you had to be at work until late, all the times you've spent the night at the office and came home in the morning, those were all lies? You were just saying that so you could go and see her?
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Yep, about 6 months or so ago, I just happened to run into Amy on my way home from work. We stopped in a cafe to chat, and we started falling for each other right away. In my defense, I only learned later on that she was your sister, but my God, she's so much hotter than you. How was I supposed to know? She's got it all. Looks, style, personality. She's not frumpy and grumpy like you.
You are scum, Stuart. You cheating, lying creep. I bet you and her spend all your time together mocking me like that, don't you?
Yeah, all the time. The best thing is how we've basically been making zero effort to even hide our affair. I might as well have been wearing a sign on my back saying, "I'm cheating, you idiot." And now I find out you're dying? This has been the best week of my life.
Why, Stuart? Haven't I been a good wife? What have I done to you to deserve this?
To me? Nothing really. I guess if I had to say why, I just got tired of being married to a fat, ugly, depressing harpy like you.
What?
I heard all about how you got your parents to kick her out of the house. You were jealous of how much prettier she was, and your parents took your side over her. Poor Amy. She didn't deserve to be born into such an awful family. I wish I knew what a spiteful, bitter woman you were before I married you. Our wedding day was the single worst day in my entire life.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. What sort of nonsense has that girl been telling you? You want to know what really happened?
Nah, I'm not interested in hearing whatever lies you're gonna make up. I know whatever I need to know. You lied to get your sister thrown out of the house. Go whine about it on social media or something. Honestly, I bet your tumor is punishment for what an evil person you've been your whole life. How's that karma taste, Stacy?
You know what? I actually think you and Amy are perfect for each other. I'm divorcing you, Stuart. Go to hell.
Oh no, divorce? Anything but that. I guess it does suck that now I won't get your life insurance benefits anymore, but it's whatever. Seriously, what was Amy thinking? She broke the news way too soon. But that impulsive go-getter side of her is pretty cute, I think.
Enjoy yourself while you can, Stuart. I'm going to see to it that the two of you regret this for the rest of your lives.
Oh, I'm literally shaking in fear. What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna be dead a year from now.
That's more than enough time for me. And besides, I'm too stubborn to die before I get my revenge. You two are gonna curse the day you met each other. Mark my words. You've been warned.
Stacy, are you there? I need money now.
Huh? What is this, some new wire fraud scheme? Sorry, Mr. Wealthy deposed Nigerian prince, I'm not buying it.
Stop joking around, Stacy. This is serious. Amy's life is on the line. She's been feeling under the weather lately, so she went to the hospital. I really don't know the details, but one of her organs has gone bad. They said that if she doesn't get a transplant soon, she's gonna die. And the operation is gonna cost a ton of money.
Oh, and?
And? Is that all you have to say? You gotta give back all the money you took from me. And you're her sister, so you're gonna have to be the donor.
Nope, I'm still not really understanding what you want here. Exactly why do I have to give you money and give my sister one of my organs?
Because you're the only one who can. Don't you know how transplants work? The donor has to be someone who's compatible with the recipient. And you're the only person who can do it. And you took tons of money from me, so I know you've got more than enough to give back.
Money? Are you by any chance referring to the settlement for your affair? You know the lawsuit I filed against you 6 months ago? You want me to give that back to you? I don't know what organ Amy needs, but I think you might need a brain transplant.
God, you're a piece of work. Just get over here tomorrow as early as possible. I have all the forms you need to sign right here. You've only got a year left to live anyway. For once in your life, how about you be a decent sister?
Excuse me? Let me think. Should I do this to help you out? Nope. Should I do this for that girl then? Nope, not a chance in hell. Even if I wanted to, I can't. Nah, I think I'll go ahead and live out the next 70 years or so of my life in peace. Oh, and the money from the settlement is all gone.
What? What are you talking about? You only have 6 months left. And what did you do with all that money? You didn't do something stupid like give it to charity, right?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm cured.
You what?
I took the money I got from the two of you for your affair and went to a private hospital that my doctor told me about that had the technology to get rid of the tumor. The surgery was done in a few hours, and after a few weeks in the hospital for observation, I was discharged tumor-free and ready to live the rest of my life however I damn well please.
No. You mean you're not gonna die?
Nope, like I said, fully cured. I can walk, run, swim, work, whatever I want. I actually already started working at my old company this month. And it's a good thing, too, since that surgery cost me every last cent of the settlement money.
You can't be serious. But if you are, then that means you had to help me out.
Explain.
The only reason you're better is because of my money, right? That means you owe me. And since you also sued Amy, that means you owe her too. You owe us, and it's time to pay up.
You are out of your mind. You actually think I owe you? Get real, you moron. Let's recap, shall we? When I got sick, what did you do? You completely abandoned me so you could shack up with my sister, who you'd been cheating on me with for 6 months. I owe you? What do you think I got that money for, anyway? It was to remedy the wrongs that you had done to me.
But Amy's your sister. You can just abandon your own sister in her time of need.
Amy? She's not my sister, not anymore. That relationship was severed a long time ago. And besides, she brought all this on herself. She knew the consequences for what she was doing when she made the life choices that she did.
How dare you say that? Do you have any idea how badly Amy is suffering right now?
Yeah, actually, I have a pretty good idea. I mean, didn't you hear? Did she tell you what caused her to get sick?
Huh?
Did you hear the name of her disease? Did you talk to the doctor directly, or did you hear everything from her?
Well, Amy gave me the general rundown of what was going on. She said that it was something she was born with, and it just started getting worse lately.
Born with? No way. No, she was born as healthy as a horse. She wasn't born with anything but a black hole for a soul, apparently. No, she picked up her disease more recently than that, and as for what caused it, well, let's just say she's had a lot of men in her life.
Wait, you mean...
I swear that girl has slept with every single man she's ever seen. Back in high school, she was hitting on every boy in the school, including the teachers. She'd spend nights and weekends with men she met online. Then she started going to seedy bars and leaving with different men every night, and sometimes more than one. At one point, word got around town that she was dating a leader of one of the gangs that operates downtown. This guy was absolutely notorious. Everyone knew about him. My mom and I tried as hard as we could to get her to come to her senses, but nothing got through to her. Then one day, she got pregnant with some guy that none of us even knew. She stole a bunch of my parents' money and left the house one night, and after that, my parents officially disowned her. Apparently, she was intending to settle down with that guy, which would be a nice change. But then the baby was born, and, well, let's just say it was pretty obvious he wasn't the father. So, naturally, he kicked her to the curb, and Amy kicked her son to the curb, putting him up for adoption. And what did she do the moment she left the adoption agency? Started shacking up with other guys. From what I heard, the kid was born healthy, so I'd imagine she contracted her disease after that.
Wait, hold on. That can't be true. Amy told me the whole story. She said your parents called her dead weight for being sick and kicked her out. And you always jealous because she was prettier than you. You guys were the problem, not her.
Oh, I see. So that's the story she told you, huh? I guess that would explain why you'd been treating me so harshly for a while back before we got divorced. She told you that BS sob story and you bought it? What kind of gullible moron are you?
She was sobbing, though. Those tears were real. She told me that I was the only person that she could trust. How can I just let her suffer? I had to rescue her from you.
Oh my God, you are so pathetic. So what, do you just believe anything a crying woman tells you? You don't think to, ask someone else about her? And just so you know, you're not the only man she has right now. As far as I'm aware, she's seeing 5 other guys. She posts all the pictures on her burner account she doesn't think I found.
I don't believe you. You're the liar, not Amy. I trust Amy. She loves me.
Hey, you're free to believe me or not. It's not really my problem. I'm just telling you what I know to be facts, that's all. She was sleeping with every male in town with a pulse for years, and now the bill for that lifestyle has finally come due. I'm not giving her any money or any of my organs. Not after everything she's done to me and my family. Besides, she's got 6 men on her short list. She can ask them for help. I bet if you guys all pooled your money together, she could afford the surgery. Maybe one of them is compatible as a donor, too. Ask her for their numbers if you want. Bye-bye.
Hey, wait. Stacy. I've been thinking.
Oh, one more thing. I'm leaving the country for a while.
What?
My work is sending me to a temporary post in an overseas branch. They said they were anxious for me to come back since I'm the best one for the job. No one else around here speaks the language. And since the company's paying for everything, I think I'll do a little sightseeing before I come back. So don't bother asking me for money or organs anymore, because I can't give you either.
No, that's not it. Like I said, I've been thinking. And, well, do you think we might be able to have a chat sometime? We can have dinner together, drinks, you know. I'm free whenever.
Let me go ahead and stop you right there. I do not love you anymore. I have no feelings for you anymore other than hate. I would rather them put the tumor back in my body than ever see your face again. So if I've made myself clear, never contact me again. Adieu.
Wait, Stacy, please. I'm sorry for everything. I was a fool. Please forgive me. Take me back.
After that, Stuart went right into the hospital room and asked Amy a few passing questions. He discovered that, lo and behold, everything I said was 100% true. He told her he wanted a divorce, but of course she refused. He even tried doing what I told him and contacted all of Amy's other boyfriends for help. But alas, all that happened was a bunch of angry voicemail exchanges. In the end, all of the other boyfriends disappeared and Stuart was left to deal with Amy alone. While all of that was going on, Amy's condition continued to worsen. She's been weakened to the point that she can't even lift a pen to sign the divorce papers that Stuart keeps by her bedside. So, since he can't divorce her and has no money to hire help, Stuart now has to serve as a 24/7 caretaker for his now invalid wife. Something tells me that arrangement won't last very long, though. Despite my final words, Stuart kept begging me to help right until I left the country. And now that I'm free of all that baggage, I can finally enjoy myself for the first time in forever. I see this trip as a major turning point in my life, a chance to get a new start. And this time around, I am not going to marry anyone like that dirtbag.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Sarah, long time no see. Hey, heard you tied the knot with someone? And the man you're with now is making $500,000 every year? For some reason, the fact that everything is always about you is so mean. So, because things aren't fair, I'm going to be taking him. Tell me where you guys are living right now. What the heck? Never thought I'd need to talk with someone as mentally unstable as you again. What? You jerk! How dare you say that about your cute little sister? And if you were a cute little sister to me, then you wouldn't be saying crap like how you plan to take my husband away from me. Oh, you think so? Well, there's no point in trying to hide the glaring facts from you now, since everyone else seems to be talking about them. So yes, it's true. I got married to someone. But my husband is nothing more than your average office worker with a pretty basic salary. I have no idea what you're talking about when you said $500,000 a year. What? So if you're thinking of taking my husband away from me in the hopes that you'll become rich, that's never going to work out for you. And it's not like you're going to be able to steal him from me now anyway. Huh? What was that? What are you going on about? How come I won't be able to steal him from you? I'm not going to say why you won't be able to. That would end up giving away the kind of situation I'm in right now, so you're not getting anything else from me about that. Oh, I get it now. You're trying to cover everything up by lying to me, all so that I won't think there's any reason to bother you guys, and I'll just give up, right? But that's too bad. I already know where you and your husband are living right now, so there's no use in trying to cover anything up. What? You knew about where I live, yet you asked me anyway? I asked because I already know. Anyway, my plan to come out there and take your husband away from you will be starting tomorrow, bright and early. I know for a fact that he should be all over someone as young and pretty as me, instead of some old disgusting hag like yourself. It won't even be a gamble getting him from you. Ugh. Is that right? If you think that you can get him, then please come and try your best. Huh? See ya. Huh? How dare you talk to me like that when you're my older sister? I'm going to steal that walking ATM from you whether you like it or not. Sarah? The fact that you're typing out your laughter like that only tells me one thing. That you're brain dead and need to be put in an institution. You ass! Well, who cares what you think? I'm in a great mood today, so I'll refrain from fighting back right now. So what the hell is it this time, Livia? Your super rich husband has become my man now. Huh? That's what I'm wanting to tell you today. Can I ask you something then? What's that? Livia, where are you right now? That's what you want to ask? I'm at the apartment where you and your husband have been living, in your guys' bedroom. I'm not asking about what room you're in. Tell me what the address of the place is. I just told you the address. I'm at your apartment. Yesterday you left on a business trip and have not been home since, right? That's why your husband ended up calling me to come over and see him. And we've been laying in the bed that's normally reserved for you and him, making some of the best love we've ever had. I've been with him all night long making love, so we never ended up getting any sleep at all. Would you shut the hell up about all of that, you annoying little freak? Well, I just want you to know how happy we are with one another. Well, I don't care about all those gross details. Huh? Since yesterday, I have been at my house and haven't gone anywhere. Huh? I was just in my bedroom making the bed and everything, and as far as I'm aware, you were not in there. So what's going on here? Have you completely lost your mind now and believe that you're in my house having sex? Or have you started trying drugs and are having a really crazy trip right now? No way, Sarah. Well, then just know that currently there is nobody inside my house that is not supposed to be here. See ya. Hold on a sec. You just had your husband stolen from you, and yet you're not going to start crying about it or anything? Sarah, thank you so much for getting that divorce for me. Just this morning, we both went to the courthouse and got married. Huh? I haven't gotten a divorce, Livia. That lie isn't going to work on me, all right? After all, I went to the courthouse with your ex, and we both handed in the documents needed to get married, and they were able to process it all. If you were telling the truth, then we wouldn't have been able to get married then, right? So stop it with those lies. What courthouse did you end up going to? The one next to the Carlton City Hall. Carlton? Turns out that this super rich $500,000 a year making man loves me a lot more than you. So sorry about that. All right, so I wasn't wrong about you being nowhere close to my house. And just like I'd said before, I don't have any idea what you mean by a man making $500,000 a year. What? Hey, Livia, I think it's getting time for you to stop trying to pick on me like that. Don't you think the same? I totally get that a little sister like you who came from a completely different mother has always had something against me ever since your dad married my mom. And I felt the same way about you since you've always been trying to get in my way. The whole reason I left the house at the same time I went to college was with the hopes that you and I could forget about each other and live our own separate lives. So how about you learn to stop caring about me so much, and then you won't have to keep playing games with me, all right? If you can't do that, then I'm going to just block you instead. I'm not going to stop. Why not? Because if you leave me and I can't pick on you anymore like this, then my one form of happiness will be lost forever. I finally was able to go to your place and steal your husband from you and everything, even getting married to him today with the hopes of getting some form of entertainment out of you. You can go ahead and block me if you want, but I'll just get a new number and start calling and texting you from there. Now, let me tell you the good stuff. We are having our wedding in 6 months. It'll be a $100,000 wedding, so you have to be there to enjoy it with me. And your ex, my husband, said he'll be paying for the whole wedding. That's what I expected from my ATM husband who makes $500,000 a year. I love this. You are such a pain in the ass. Huh? Go ahead and have your fun then. Well, that's taking into consideration that the marriage and wedding you're talking about is even a real thing. And not some strange delusion of yours from whatever drugs you're on. None of it matters to my life and I anyway, so see ya. What are you talking about? I can't believe you are so destroyed by losing your husband to me. Livia, do you have a second? Well, look who it is. It's Sarah. I never knew you had the ability to send me any texts first. How rare. Oh, is this because you finally came to realizing that you do want to be a part of my wedding taking place tomorrow? What? 3 months ago, I sent you an email with the invite to my wedding and everything in it for the RSVP. But then I was told your email didn't exist and that the email couldn't be sent to you. And you never responded to any of my texts either. So unfortunately, I had no choice but to not put you on the guest list, and there was nothing prepared for you. However, I'll be very nice to you this time by calling the venue right now and asking them to add you on the list last minute. So you'd better thank me later. I can see you're still under the effects of whatever drug you've been taking, rambling on by yourself like that. But I wanted to ask who you're married to. Like, what's his name? I always thought that you were just playing around that whole time with the whole getting married and having a wedding thing. But it turns out you weren't kidding, and so I wanted to check with you to see who you were having the wedding with. Oh, all right, okay. I'm with Robert, the man that I stole from you before, who was making $500,000 a year. I was right on the money again. So, now you can tell that he is completely mine now and will never be going back to you again, right? That man, he and I used to work for the same company before I changed jobs and started working someplace else. He was in a different department, though, so I don't really have anything to do with him. What? The only thing that I ever seem to have in common with the guy is that after I got married, my last name changed to that of the same name as his. I think where you got all confused was that right there. Our last names. Huh? Also, just to make sure that there is no more confusion here, my husband and Robert have no relation to one another at all. They are not family and they are not friends. He just so happens to have the same last name, but besides that, he's a complete stranger to me. Are you sure? By the way, do you know the name of Robert's ex-wife at all? Well, now that you mention it, he never told me her name. I thought for sure that I didn't need to ask about her because she was you. I see, Livia. I think you'd better give up on that marriage with him sooner rather than later, all right? What? If you don't get that divorce from him soon, you're only going to be hurting yourself even more in the future. I can promise you that. Actually, I'm sure things will already be pretty rough for you now in the next couple of days or weeks. Sarah, could this mean that you are trying to go after my ATM husband now, who is bringing in $500,000 a year? Huh? I knew that's where this was all going. Hold it right there, Livia. I'm not going to shut up and listen to you anymore. That guy, Robert, he's been arrested by the police a few times before. Huh? Yesterday, I got a call from Robert's ex-wife where she told me all about him. 7 years ago, he had caused some fights and was arrested by the police for assaulting someone. Huh? It all started with him being exposed by another coworker of his for harassing people in the office, which led to him being fired by the company. He then got into a fight with that coworker outside of the office and had to serve a short sentence and pay some settlements after. He then tried to find work in a different company after all that, but they were able to see he had a criminal record. Huh? I'm just telling you what I've learned about that man, so you figure out the rest and decide whether you really want to stay married to him or not. See ya. Sarah! I have no idea what's going on here anymore. What is it this time, Livia? Robert's ex-wife just came barging into our wedding without even giving me a second to see who she was. She grabbed Robert and dragged him away with her, and I don't know where they went. So you actually went through with having the wedding? I thought I told you not to take things any further. Because of his ex-wife, this wedding is having to be canceled now, though. Why is this having to happen to me? No matter what's going on with you there, do you really think it's going to help you any whining to me about all of that? But this was all your dirty work, right? You've been wanting my rich husband who makes $500,000 a year, and so you worked together with his ex-wife in order to try and steal him away from me, right? You think I'm going to let you get away with that? Huh? How the hell could I have anything to do with all of that when I'm overseas right now? What? You're overseas right now? I can see this whole conversation is getting nowhere with you, so I'll tell you everything in order to get you off my back. My husband and I, we met within the same company and started to date there. But with our marriage, we decided to take that opportunity to move overseas to one of the newly opened offices and help support its growth. We've been living here for a year now and have no plans of moving back to the US anytime soon. Even if you are overseas, that doesn't disprove the fact that you could have gotten help from my husband's ex-wife to do your dirty work. This is so pointless. I guess I'll have to do this to you then, since you can't seem to get a grip on reality here. Here we go. To start, the one making that $500,000 a year has turned out to be the ex-wife. Huh? She has helped in the building of many companies and also owns a lot of properties which she flips and sells for 4 to 5 times the buying price. Wait. You have that all wrong. Robert is the one who does all of that. And all of that seems to be your biggest mistake. What? Also, when it comes to the divorce of Robert and his ex-wife, that wasn't done with the both of their consent. It turns out that Robert handed in the paperwork without her approval and then fled from her. Huh? And his ex only came around to realizing he handed in those papers and got the divorce 2 days ago. It's not like she didn't want the divorce and everything, since she already had a few problems with the man, including the fact that she knew he was cheating on her with you. But the fact that he used her savings to pay for your whole entire wedding today is something she is not letting either of you get away with, hence her barging in there and taking him away. She plans to tear Robert a new one, and that's why you didn't even get a chance to talk with her before they both vanished. From what she's told me, she's not even going to take legal action with him, as her plan is to force him to work for all that money of hers that he spent, and she knows where he can do that. What the hell? None of this is making any sense to me. There is something that makes sense to me in all of this. What's that? I'm not sure if the plan was for the wedding to be paid before or after the event by Robert. But his ex was able to freeze all of her accounts before he could take any more money from her, and since she has him now, you're going to have to figure out a way to pay for that wedding. If anything still has to be paid off, that is. What? You were telling me before the wedding is $100,000, right? What? I'm not sure how much is left to be paid for and how you plan on paying it off. But if things are as Robert's ex had explained to me, you still have at least another $30,000 to $40,000 that needs to be paid off. Wait. And of course, that's not all you'll have to pay. You were having an affair with a married man for a little while there, so his ex-wife is going to make sure you pay her a settlement for doing that. I'm sure that Robert, who is making $500,000 a year, will be able to pay that all off for me. And if you were listening to me, you'd know he's not making squat right now. His ex is the one making the big bucks. I told you Robert was fired years ago and has not been able to find a place that will hire him since, right? What? To put it all into perspective for you, not only does Robert have a criminal record, but he is unemployed after losing his job years ago as well. And then, in order to marry you, he went and handed in that divorce paperwork without his wife knowing at the time. And while doing that, he took some money from her savings account in order to pay for your guys' wedding that was today. Naturally, his ex is not happy about any of this and is not going to forgive either of you for what's happened. And that's why you can expect her to go full send with you both here. Therefore, whatever money is left to be owed to the wedding planner and venue has to be handled by you and Robert. Huh? And since you had an affair with a man you knew was married at the time, it is 100% likely that you'll have to pay a settlement to his ex-wife now. No way, you're joking! Are you understanding things now? But the wedding is canceled now! And that's happened on the day of your wedding, so you still have to pay 100% of those costs. I don't have any money, though! And the only thing I have to say to that is you won't be getting any money unless you find a way to work for the money. Why do I have to? Because you were the one asking for all of this. This is all because you decided to get married. And had you just done your research a little better, then you would have noticed that I wasn't even in the US, and therefore you could never steal my husband from me. That's not true. I didn't do anything wrong here. None of this is my fault. And if that's what you still want to think, then so be it. Just be aware that no matter how hard you try to turn a blind eye to reality, your responsibilities will catch up to you, and every second you leave them unkempt adds another second to the hell you'll have to go through. Sarah! Now, good luck with whatever hell awaits you next. Wait, Sarah! Help me! Sarah! During this whole mess of events, I'm sure you're wondering what my parents were both doing, right? My dad hated the fact that this wedding was all happening because his daughter thought she was stealing my husband, so he never showed up to it. However, my mom ended up thinking that her little girl could never be in the wrong and thought that I had set it all up, which led to our parents getting into a heated fight. And wouldn't you know, that led to a divorce as well. When this happened, Livia began to freak out even more because she was just planning to ask her dad for some money to help her pay everything off, which now no longer was an option for her. She had a massive fight with our mom over it, saying it was her fault for pushing Dad away, and that led to those two cutting ties to one another. Thinking that she could be just like me, Livia screamed at our mom before running off that she'd leave the US too and make tons of money, and that was the last of it. I'm not sure where Livia ended up going, but I heard from Robert's ex-wife that she received all the money from Livia that she'd asked for in one big payment. And along with that money was a message from a random number to me saying I was fooled and nothing else. To this day, I have no idea where Livia went, but that number was from Mexico, so that's a good guess, I suppose.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Misty, you got a minute?
Hey, Stuart, what's up?
You're off of work this Saturday, aren't you?
Yeah, but there's still something I need to do that day. It'll take me like 3 or 4 hours. Why do you ask?
Ayana says she wants to bring her boyfriend by the house.
Hold on, back up. My little Ayana has a boyfriend?
Well, actually, it seems like he proposed to her a little while back, so I guess it'd be more accurate to say she has a fiancé. He says he wants to do it the old-fashioned way and come to ask us for a blessing.
Oh my God, that's incredible! What's he like? Did she say anything about him?
Ayana said he works at the same company as her and is 2 years older than her. His name's Tucker.
Wow, I seriously can't believe this. I'm so happy.
So, what do you say? Do you think we can make time on Saturday?
What time will they be over?
I thought that it would be nice to have him over for a nice dinner. We can order out so we can spend more time talking. If that works for you, I thought I'd have them come by at around 6 p.m., but what do you think?
6 p.m.? Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to be back at the house by then.
Great. I'll go ahead and tell Ayana that the plan is to have dinner around 6 then.
Oh, thanks, Stuart. Sorry, gotta go now. My boss is calling me.
Uh-oh. Should I take this to mean you'll be working late again tonight?
Probably, yeah. A couple of people called in sick today, and that means somebody has to pick up their slack, and that somebody is me. So I gotta get back to work now. Talk to you later.
Take care, and don't overdo it, Missy. Hey there, Yana. Just talked to your mom. She says Saturday is fine with her.
Great. So the plan is for 6 p.m., right?
Yep. We'll order delivery, so don't worry about making anything.
Gotcha. Thanks, Dad. I'll let Tucker know when I see him tonight. Speaking of tonight, is Mom working late again today?
Yep. Seems like her boss caught her on her way out the door.
Oh, her boss, huh? Dad, it's kind of hard to talk to you about this, but I mean, come on, you realize it, don't you?
Realize what?
That Mom's cheating on you.
Well...
And it's not just one guy either.
I guess you figured it out already, huh?
I'm not so dense as to not get what's happening when she's working late 5 nights a week and on weekends too. Plus, I actually kind of saw her. You know, with one of her boyfriends.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, it was about a year ago though. And what's worse, I heard her telling him, "Don't worry, my husband will never find out about us." I've been debating telling you about that for this whole time, and I just couldn't hold it in anymore. I'm sorry, Dad.
No, don't be sorry. I'm the one that should be sorry.
No, you have nothing to be sorry for. I mean, it can't be easy to tell your own daughter that her mom is having an affair. Oh, and by the way, Tucker knows about Mom's affairs, too.
You talked to him about it?
I didn't have to. You know how I said I saw her with another guy? That was while the two of us were out on a date. I had already shown him a picture of my family, and with Mom and that guy being so close to our table, there was no way he wasn't going to realize it was her.
Boy, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag, huh?
Don't worry about Tucker, though. He understands what's really going on. He's on our side, 100%.
I see. That's nice to hear.
And while we're on the subject, there's something I need to ask you about.
What is it, Ayana?
I don't want Mom coming to our wedding. I'm not going to invite her.
I suppose I can understand why you'd feel that way.
So, if it's possible, I want to get everything taken care of before the day of the wedding.
I see.
Have you hired a private detective or something to get evidence against her? If there's anything Tucker and I can do, anything at all, let us know and we'll do it.
Ayana.
I know this has got to be an incredibly difficult time for you, but what Mom is doing to you is one of the worst kinds of betrayal in the world. We can't let her get away with this. We have to make sure she gets every single ounce of punishment that she deserves.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. To tell the truth, I've been thinking about when and how I should divorce her. And I guess the time has come. Hey, Misty, where are you? Ayana and Tucker just told me that they're heading over to our house right now.
Really? Oh my goodness, would you look at the time? I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little late to dinner, dear. It's taking quite a bit longer than I expected over here.
Gotcha.
Hey, Dad. Mom and the guy she's with just got out of the hotel room. Looks like they're taking the train back home. Tucker's driving us in his car, so we should have no trouble beating her there.
Okay, thanks. Hey, Ayana?
What is it, Dad?
I was thinking, it must be really painful for you to follow your own mother around like this. It's not like I'm hard up for cash. I can just hire a private detective to take care of the dirty work for us. You don't need to push yourself to do anything you're uncomfortable with, okay?
Don't worry about me, Dad. I'm fine. Actually, I'm glad to do this. This way, Mom will know the pain of having her own daughter not just know about her affair, but catch her in the act. I'm doing all of this willingly and gladly, Dad, so I fully intend to see it through to the end.
If you ever feel at any time like it's getting to be too much for you to handle, you let me know immediately. Got it?
I got it, Dad. Thanks for being concerned about me. We'll be there in about 10 minutes.
All right, see you then.
Hey, I have to tell you this. I just ran into Tucker a little bit ago.
Wow, really? Aren't you at work?
What a coincidence, right? We just so happened to both be in the same area on business. Oh, but that's not all. He told me I'm so beautiful. He thought I was Ayana's sister at first. Oh, can you believe it? Who says life ends at 30? I'm still as hot as I ever was.
Yeah, I'd say you definitely do look younger than your age.
I bet I could walk into any bar in the city and walk out with a young stud on my arm.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say you wouldn't have any trouble at all picking up a man. After all, you're cheating on me with 5 men as it is.
What?
So I'd say you deserve more compliments for your stamina than your looks. It can't be easy to juggle that many men at once.
What are you talking about?
I'll have to cut myself off there. All the things I want to say to you right now would make even the saltiest sailor blush. So you're just gonna have to fill in the blanks for yourself.
You're not making any sense. What are you trying to say?
Oh, come on, Misty. You're shameless, but not stupid. I know you're cheating on me, so you can drop the act.
What? Wait. Oh no. Stuart, did I text your number?
Yep.
I meant to text that to a friend of mine just now.
Ah, so that explains why you were acting so dumbfounded just now. Let me guess. You meant to text your accomplice just now, am I right?
No.
The two of you are both cheating on your husbands, and so you use one another to invent alibis for whenever you're with your boyfriends. Do I have all that correct?
No, that's not true.
You've been working so hard for these last 12 years to perfectly conceal your identity, but it looks like the jig is up finally. I'll give you an A for effort, though.
Stuart, I'm not having an affair.
Don't worry. Your accomplice's husband already knows about her part in your scheme. And she's currently getting a heaping helping of her just desserts as we speak.
Oh, no.
But enough about her. Let's talk about your infidelity, shall we? Granted, I haven't yet been able to identify some of your past boyfriends, so we'll start with just the guys you're currently fooling around with. 1. One of your subordinates at your company. 2. The sales director of one of your client firms.
How?
3. The husband of one of your friends. 4. Some random guy you met on the internet. 5. A former classmate you ran into at a class reunion.
No, you don't understand.
That's all 5 of them. And every single one of them is also married.
But you see...
And to top it all off, you were trying to make Tucker your 6th man, weren't you?
What? No, that's ridiculous. What kind of monster do you think I am? I would never make a pass at my own daughter's fiancé.
I'm very experienced, sweetie. I can please you in ways that little girl will never be able to. Plus, can you imagine the thrill, having both your gorgeous wife and her gorgeous mother? I'm starting to sweat just thinking about it, darling. And don't you worry, Ayana will never know a thing. She won't even get suspicious.
Wait, that's impossible.
You're almost 50, and you're sending the heart emoji in every single post? That's almost as embarrassing as flirting with your own daughter's fiancé. Almost.
How? How did you know that?
Tucker has been cooperating with me from the very beginning. You got played.
Played? What do you mean?
Oh, for the love of God, you still don't get it. What? Did you actually think a guy like Tucker would be at all interested in an old woman like you? It was all an act.
An act?
Tucker and Ayana saw you while you were out on a date with one of your boyfriends. They both know.
No!
Yes, Misty. We all know. Me, Tucker, and Ayana. We know that for the last 12 years you've been cheating on me with 5 different men at any given time. So like I said, you can drop the act, Misty. It's over.
Oh, this can't be happening.
To be honest, I do feel like a complete fool for not noticing sooner than I did. The signs were all there from the very beginning. And due to both my obliviousness and complacency, it's taken me far too long to come to this point. But at last, the end is in sight.
The end? What do you mean, the end of what?
I'm talking about our marriage, you idiot. We're getting a divorce.
What? Are you completely out of your mind? Our daughter is going to get married soon, don't you get it? Are you going to humiliate your own daughter by divorcing her mother when the wedding is not but a few months away? What will you tell Tucker's parents?
Oh, you don't need to worry about them at all.
What? Of course I do.
Nope. Tucker has already talked about the whole thing to them. And they gave their terms.
Terms? What terms?
They said that they would only give their blessing to the marriage if I divorce you before the day of the wedding.
Well, that's insane.
But that's honestly beside the point. Ayana herself told me that she wants me to divorce you before our wedding.
Ayana told you that? I don't believe you.
Believe it or not, it's true. She said that she doesn't want you to come to the wedding.
Oh, that can't be. I'm her mother. She can't do this to me.
Maybe that will show you exactly how terrible of a mother and person you've been. You were cheating on me for 12 years. You're cheating with 5 different men right now. What the hell is wrong with you? I don't mean to take the responsibility for what you've done away from you, but do you think you might actually have some sort of mental illness? That's the only way it would all make sense. Even if that were the case, I just don't have the mental fortitude to stay married to a woman who's been betraying me for 12 years. My heart wouldn't be able to take it.
Oh, please, Stuart. Oh, let's calm down for a moment and talk about this, all right?
If you want to talk, you can talk to my lawyer. I've already hired one, so no. I'm not changing my mind. I'm divorcing you.
I can't believe you. How could you get so upset over a little affair? Fine, have it your way. I don't need you anymore. I'll be out of your life forever. Is that what you want? As for Ayana, I'll have a talk woman to woman with her. She'll come to see my point of view.
Wow, you really think so? Okay, I guess you can go ahead and give it your best shot. I wouldn't get your hopes up, though.
Hi, Ayana. So I guess you know about everything, but you understand where I'm coming from, right? You're a woman just like me, after all. Oh, you must know how good it would feel to have all sorts of men pining for you, no matter how old you get. That's all it was. I just wanted to feel like a woman. If that's what you really want, then why did you get married to Dad in the first place? What? I bet it must be nice to have a bunch of men in the palm of your hand, but once you get married to one of them, aren't you supposed to, stop doing that? Not to mention, even if you were single, seeing 5 men at the same time. There's a 4-letter word for that, and it starts with an S. Ayana! All I need is just one man who cares about me more than anything else in the world, and that's enough for me. I know he would never betray me, and there is nothing that could ever make me betray him. And to think, you even tried to get your hands on him, too. It wasn't enough for you to just betray Dad. You had to betray your own daughter, too. Well, I don't need any mother who would do that to me. Ayana, what are you saying? I'm saying I never want to see or hear from you ever again. Goodbye. Stuart! What is the meaning of this? I just got served lawsuits from the wives of all 5 of my boyfriends. Explain yourself, Stuart. What did you do? There's no way I could afford to pay off all of them. This will ruin me. Stuart, pick up the phone right now.
After some conversations and a lot of begging and pleading, Misty was able to settle with some of the wives for less than they were asking for in their lawsuits. But she had been seeing the others for several years at that point, and those wives weren't willing to budge. In fact, at trial, the jury awarded them more than they were asking for. As for me, I felt that the wives of the men she was cheating with deserved to get as much as possible, so I only sued her for the bare minimum amount. I worked it out with my lawyer so that we left her with just enough funds to pay them all off, and leave her with as close to nothing as possible. That wasn't the end for her, however. Some of the men she had been cheating with were co-workers and employees of client firms. Her superiors were terrified of the kind of damage a scandal like this could do to the company's reputation, so they promptly fired her once it all came to light. Our divorce was finalized, and Misty is now faced with the prospect of being an unemployed, broke, and single almost 50-year-old, without any money to polish her feminine appeal. She completely lost the youthful beauty she had used to attract all her partners up until now. The last I heard, she was living in a subsidized apartment building and working a part-time job at minimum wage, just barely scraping by.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.